was started with you guys encountering this strange creature known as Bodak, which you killed at the request of the Order of the Gauntlet. Upon returning to their base at Camp Vengeance, they offered you a symbol of like allegiance to carry around to show your alignment and sort of mateship with the Order and get benefit from them wherever you sort of travel down the lines. Following that, you travel down the river into like an open basin, and whilst spending a couple of days traveling along the water, you noticed a floating object sitting sort of above the landscape of Chult, and decided to go and investigate this mass that seemed to be sort of hovering above. A couple of days walking, you encountered during sort of one of your nights, just as you were all going down, or were all asleep, two sort of large gorilla-like creatures fighting just beside your camp. And watching that one of them sort of fell and was wounded, jumped into action, killing the still living creature, which you came to realize was some form of like another undead monster in this area. After that, you decided to heal the remaining one that was injured and in its sort of last stages of life, resulting in it sort of fleeing off from your group, and the day sort of picks up sort of just after that. So you guys are pretty much just at the there would be the RP element, but we also travel for a couple of days after that. So I'll let you guys have like your RP wake up of like flower beards. Cool, RP done, and now we've traveled for 2 days. No, so.
So, I guess I just wake up. I don't even know what's going on. What happened? We fought the monkeys last night?
Fought the monkeys, you went back to sleep, and while you're asleep, Dagoth put some seeds in your beard, and Wynn decided to use his druid crafting to make them bloom into flowers throughout your beard. So you now have a floral decorated beard that you're not necessarily 100% aware of. Depends on how much attention you pay to your beard during the day and as you wake up.
Where did we sleep? Was the terrain? What is the terrain?
It's a open sort of like plain. It's not this dense jungle that you've been traveling in a lot. It's fairly flat land. You can see, a fair distance along, and it seems fairly flat to sort of where you're sort of aiming to reach, which is this floating now that you can see sort of moat of like land mass that's sitting a couple like 100 200 feet off the ground in the at least a day's travel or thereabouts.
Is there, so it's just grass, flat land? Is there any trees?
You can see trees in the distance, but not sort of close to you, not distinctly close to you.
So for the first time, we're not in a jungle. We're
For
not in a
this-
jungle. We're like,
Yeah, the last couple of days you haven't been in the jungle. You've been pretty much walking open, just like open plain, like just fairly flat land with the land or the jungle in the distance and in the direction you're heading, but you're not in it.
Well, it's good to be out of the jungle. I will say that.
agreed.
There's a much different fragrance to this area than when we previously were traveling through the jungle. A hint of rose, a hint of
Daisy.
lavender. I don't know why though. For some reason.
Agenda Mark, you're looking a bit colourful today. Did you have a good sleep?
It wasn't too bad. Sleeping on the grass instead of the jungle I think it's good for me.
Yeah, probably a little bit less humid as well.
I can actually smell things now,
Koro will just drift over and just poke one of the flowers
Get away from me. What are you doing?
Is different? Different.
What's different? What are you talking about?
I go to poke it again.
What? 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 What the hell is this?
Looks nice.
I've
Just
been
floats
infected.
away.
I've been infected. I've got some sort of jungle disease.
Looks like you may have been like touched by the Feywild or something.
It's a fungus or something.
Oh my
Win.
god. Oh my
Win.
god.
Cure me, please, quickly. Something.
Win.
Some sort of
Win.
jungle salve to help me, please. How did this happen?
I don't know. Maybe you just want to comb it out.
Win. I've heard of this. Have you heard what fairy semen does when it hits stuff?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a starry night last night. Fairies would have been out.
What are you talking about with fairies? What?
Yeah, you got touched by potentially the Feywild. Feywild fairies.
Some sort of demonic portal opened up and something came through? Is that what you're saying?
Well, they can be anywhere.
My boy. I'm saying a fairy has jizzed in your beard.
What? So now I've got fairy AIDS or something? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sure
It's
the
fatal.
boys are just overreacting. I'm sure
Win.
it's nothing.
Can't you do something about this?
Well, I'm not touching your beard.
Well, I don't want to touch my beard.
We'll cut it off then.
Yeah. Then I'll have the better beard.
A dwarf does not simply cut their beard off, alright?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Do I see any water around at all?
Grassland.
There was water a couple of days back because you've just come off the water, but no like pools or lakes sort of nearby.
Okay. No, nothing like enough to kind of
You've got a
get a
jug.
hand.
You've got a
Yep.
jug that can provide water at command.
Well, I'm going to dish out water for the day, so
Can I
if you
pull
wanna
one of
go
the
wash
beards
your
off
beard.
his beard?
You can try if Moloch will allow it.
I'll give it a shot.
What are you doing?
I'm going to try and pull one of the flowers out.
Alright. Be careful, you don't want to catch the fairy AIDS. Or watch yourself, alright?
Flower. I'll put it behind my ear and float off.
Oh no, she's got it now too. It's growing in her hair already.
Maybe if you wash your beard once in a while, this wouldn't happen.
Can I try and use prestidigitation to like with wind to blow the flowers away?
Is it technically dirt or grime? I don't know. I don't think
Make
so.
them bloom with it though. Can you make it in... Or was it
You make
Drew?
them-
No, Drewcraft, I made him bloom,
Okay.
but he wants to clean him. So you could clean him, but I don't know if it would remove.
No, it's a sensory effect.
Wind.
Like a puff of wind.
Oh, you try and blow them out. Yeah.
What's the blow his... Give his beard a blow dry.
Yeah.
And then it'll just go...
So you,
Or as Matt would say...
you puff this little bit of wind and it just bristles them, but they don't come loose. They seem to be well sort of like weaved into the beard and sort of wrapped through, holding on
Oh.
quite sternly.
Oh well, I tried.
I'm gonna pull out this knife I have and try to just cut away at it through my beard.
Make a dexterity check.
Oh, beard gone.
Why?
To see how well you can navigate.
Did you guidance yourself? I hope you did.
No, but I got a 20.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
You have, this is not your first time grooming your beard in the many years that you have, and you often
Of
refrain
course.
from it. But in this case, you happen to, on the surface, take off the flowers that are very clear and present. In the deeper parts, there's still, some roots and seed, but nothing as like florally present on the surface of your beard anymore, and it looks actually a little bit like neater and well groomed, despite still being messy on the inside.
Ah, damn it.
Polish up nicely.
Ah, damn it! I don't have the second nicest beard going around.
I'm just gonna work on it throughout the day.
All right.
And,
Is anyone going to do anything else, or are we going to continue traveling?
No, we can do. We can move on.
I'll put my clothes on, and then we'll.
I mean, you could save time just by leaving them off, but you know.
It's a nice robe. I'm not losing it.
All right, so you guys travel for another day, heading closer in the direction of this floating Earth moat of land. That, like, as you get closer and closer, start to sort of see more sort of details, and can tell that it's just a large piece of floating Earth. It still takes you about the best part of a day of just walking the open plains, and you're not there's not much out there. You can't see a lot. It's actually quite quiet for the entirety of the day. And as the sun passes, and it's a nice day and open, you're feeling the breeze and everything. In the distance, as it starts to get to the late afternoon, you're probably just sort of at the base of this large structure, which looks like almost the best way you could describe it is almost like a floating heart. It's sitting at a rough guess, 150 to 200 feet in the air, nothing supporting it whatsoever. And as you've watched it for the last sort of couple of hours, walking closer, you can kind of see it gradually rotate, very slowly, but you notice as it's rotating, the actual structure of it moving around. And to the best of your ability, you can't see any reason why it would be floating. You don't see anything distinct up there. You see some roots sort of coming down. But as you're approaching, you also come across, about 200 feet in the distance, you start to see some smoke in the open plain. And it sort of a blurry, sort of rough guesstimation, it looks like a camp, a very small camp.
How big is the Heart Island, and how high in the air is it? 100 feet, you said?
150 to 200 feet, you're guessing?
And how wide is it? Is it an island, or is it like the size of
Like
a
a
person
castle
rock?
or city?
I'd say it's almost like a smallish sort of maybe enough for one sort of house to sort of be present on, but it's quite tall because it's obviously a chunk of earth that's sort of molded down and around.
Are we talking like King Kai's planet sort of thing, like the way it's a house and that, and a road that just wraps around
Yeah,
it? That
pretty
big?
much. Yeah, it's King Kai's planet, the shape of a planet, in the shape of a heart, and the only sort of flat that you can see would be sort of more on top. You do gain a slight glimpse of a tree coming from the top, but it's not. It seems like a dead tree.
I might have missed this. Is it a traditional heart or an actual correct heart, like the anatomy of a heart?
No, it's
Is it
not.
lo-
It just looks like the shape of a heart. It's not an actual heart.
No, I think basically,
No, but
is
is
it
it
a
the
love
shape-
heart or is it a heart?
Oh no,
Yeah.
an actual anatomy heart.
And
Not a love.
I can't say the word, but yes, is it that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a fucking love heart floating in the sky. Cool,
No,
cool,
it's
cool.
not.
I was
It's not.
wondering.
It's not the love palace.
Way to ruin my image.
Valentine's Day is hard.
It's gonna break that heart.
Session was a bit belated.
Hold
So
on, look.
That could be.
about 200 feet from this camp on your level, and the camp sort of sits almost directly below the actual structure itself. You can see smoke in the distance. What are you all doing?
I'm looking up at it and I'm like, what if that has anything to do with why we're here?
What do you guys think it is?
It's floating.
Well, we're
think
probably going to
they're
get some
right.
form of information from them.
From the heart?
Well, I don't know. They clearly got a good potential setup to be this far into the forest and be able to live if it is civilized.
Everybody else has been bad in here. Maybe they're bad?
I'm just going to turn to Cora and go, how high can you float?
How high in the air is it?
Now that you're getting
250
closer,
feet.
it's about 200 feet.
200 feet. I could just get there maybe, but then I'd come back down.
What if we got Cora up there with a rope?
Actually, no.
You would
I
need
could
to throw it
definitely
up
get
there.
that.
I think we should talk to the people who are potentially below the island who are causing that smoke trail in the sky over there.
I'm just going to turn to that. Oh,
Actually, I could do way more than that. Sorry. I could definitely make it.
Let's
all right,
let's
but
get
just
close enough to see if we can suss out whoever's at that camp.
to be sure, does anyone else have rope on them?
I do.
Win, Moloch.
Oh,
Useless
sorry,
turtle?
yeah. I have rope.
I do not.
I only have 50 feet though.
So do I.
That's 100.
Dwarf, turtle.
Nope.
Does the turtle have rope?
He does have rope, and he reaches into his shell and just pulls out rope.
So collectively, we could tie it together and have about 200 feet of rope. That might make it up there.
I potentially have a different way of getting up there if we really wanted to, but it would have to be a call of a DM.
I hope so, because this idea is terrible.
Sounds like fun.
I technically have Earthbind,
Mm-hmm.
which has a range and an area of 300 feet. So I could cast it on the island and Earthbind one of us to it, and then they could drop down the rope or something.
Don't we have to be up there already to be earthbound?
No, like it's got Earth, so I could cast the spell on the island and cast it on myself and get it to pull me to the island.
Choose
I
one
don't think it's
creature
how-
you can see within range.
Yeah, myself.
But
And I want to bind myself to the island.
You have to be standing on the earth that you're going to be bound to. It doesn't pull you to the earth that you're choosing. It binds you to it.
I see what Trev's saying,
I
though.
think.
That
Like
Whoa.
a magnet.
well, it says it pulls you towards the ground. If the ground's in the air, I can't see why it wouldn't pull you.
Could I
that
choose
way.
where the ground is? Yeah, that's the question, I guess. Idea doesn't have to be discussed now, but let's get a little bit closer before we
Let's
need
go-
to make that
It,
decision.
it pulls an airborne creature towards you. You can try and pull the island to you.
Because the island's airborne, not a person.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go check the smoke.
Oh.
Anyway, we're
Hold
walking
on a
toward this.
second.
No, because you'd have to target a creature that is airborne, not an island that is airborne.
Technically, I'm airborne in relation to the island.
I get. Yeah, would you say that if he was standing on the island and cast it, we'd shoot up towards him?
I would say yes in that respect. If I'm there, I
Because then
think
he's
that's a lot.
standing on land.
Hang on a second. All you idiots are standing around thinking you're going to be able to climb 200 feet of rope? Is that what we're talking about here?
No.
You
None
can't.
of you could lift a bloody keg, for God's sake. Let's go talk to those idiots in the camp. Let's go.
Yes.
I start walking.
All right,
towards
Dwarf, let's
it.
go.
Alright, so what's the marching order if we're walking towards the camp?
I'm at the front.
Alright.
I will let
can we,
Flowerbeard go
walk
first.
over cautiously, a bit stealthily.
Dagoth would like to stealth. Moloch's charging forward, Wind's behind him, Victor Coro, and one.
I'll go behind the very unstealthy dwarf, I guess, because it ain't going to help us.
Let's all get up within maybe 500 feet, and then we'll
Well, you're only 200 feet away
do you
from
wanna
the camp.
oh, we're already 20 feet. Can we do a perception check on the camp to actually have a better look at it?
Sure.
Yeah, 200 feet, we should be able to
Guidance.
see quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
Do we see people?
At 100 meters?
I'll tell you when I get a perception check.
Passive perception 11?
Passive perception 15.
21.
So you can't see people. You can see a fire that is burning still. You can see what looks like equipment on the ground. And just like some sort of like rock shape at the far sort of side of the camp. No sign of people though. It looks like
Can I
someone's
hold-
been there recently though, because the fire's burning like at a moderate pace. Like there's still a decent amount of smoke coming off it.
Can I hold an attack if anyone aggressively comes towards us?
Sure.
What are you holding?
Still about 200 feet away.
Just an attack, just a punch. Whack with the cane, we'll say.
Can I pull out this horn I have and blow it?
Okay.
I'd still like to stealth somewhere about 150 meters away. When we get to about 150.
All right.
Actually, it
You
doesn't
have to
matter.
roll a bloody high number right now, Raider stealth with what
Well, I
he's
mean,
doing.
you are in the open and you've just had someone with a horn in your general vicinity blow.
Oh, we're in the open. There's no cover. God damn it. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Discord, Trev.
So,
I'd like to hold an action too then. Attack action.
doing the horn, you're holding an attack action?
Me?
Yeah. Yes, please.
What?
No, Dagoth, sorry, yeah. So just your bow, or?
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else?
Got my weapon out.
Okay.
Oh, my luck. You want to keep moving up?
It doesn't seem like anyone responded. Might not be here. Do we want to loot the camp?
Let's try and not take people's stuff and make people angry at us before they need to.
But if they don't know we did it, they won't be angry at us.
The thing is, if someone finds out, then you're just going to be, stealing someone's shit. How would you like it if you went to go do something and came back and found all your shit gone?
It's a
I
wild
imagine every time I
land.
go... yeah. Well, and what if it's just an abandoned camp and we're leaving resources behind for no reason?
Well, we
that
haven't
when,
needed any extra resources until we haven't needed any.
The last camp we went to and there was a fire going, we didn't have a problem going in there, did we?
That was clearly destroyed, though. This is clearly more actually currently being used.
Shall we
Is
have
the
a
camp
closer look?
looking in good condition? Yeah, let's go up and have a look if it's in good condition.
Yeah, I'm happy to go down and have a look. I'm not necessarily going to be stealthy, or maybe I'll move stealthily, but I want to not seem aggressive in my stance.
All right.
And we'll move towards it.
I'll follow the dwarf.
All right. So you guys are walking along, 150 feet out. It still seems fairly deserted. It doesn't. You don't see any sort of open movement. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. I need both Victor and Malok to make dexterity saving throws.
God damn it. I use my reaction to +4 to it.
Okay.
I
Ooh,
think I'm going to
23.
succeed because it's a 19 plus something.
Yeah. What is it?
23.
25.
All right. So as you guys are walking along, at the very sort of like last moment, as you step onto like a bit of earth that actually looks drier than the rest of it, you both jump to the side just in the nick of time as this hole sort of like opens, and all the wood and stuff that was like and the bark that was holding it comes crashing down, and you can hear as like it all starts like clanging, and there's rocks and everything starts falling to the actual side of this pit that just leads into sort of like darkness.
I'm just going to turn to Win and be like, now I want to steal their shit because they did that to us.
Maybe they're just trying to defend their shit,
Yeah.
and we're the one, approaching their ship, and they're not wanted.
I don't
That
think
would have
I saw-
hurt!
I don't
Yeah.
think I saw your name on that hole.
Hold up. How do you skip to next song?
Considering where I'm standing now, yeah, can I look for any more traps between here and the camp?
You can. Who's got the highest passive perception? What's the highest passive perception?
I have a 16.
I got
And
15.
And I think Ray has 16 too.
All right. So as this trap gives way, you kind of look back towards the camp, like thinking like there's something sus, and the rock that's over there actually starts to move a little bit.
Oh my god, they did my wine tactic.
Monkez.
So who saw that? All of us?
Win at the moment because both Victor and Malok have essentially jumped back, and you guys are like looking out for traps, and Win just out of like the corner of his eye starts to see the rock move, just like its shape, it's like sort of giving way from form.
Does it look unnatural?
You start to realize it's probably not a rock.
Hey guys, heads up. I think the rock's alive.
And
This is the floating rock we're talking about?
no, this is the rock at the ground
The
of the
rock
camp.
at the
like,
camp.
see that in the corner?
Yeah.
Can I...
And as you sort of like all look over at the same
Oh,
time,
fuck!
you see that this troll that was actually sleeping by the fire starts to stand up and look towards the direction of its trap that it's laid for you. I'll get everyone to roll initiative. We've got Dagoth, who was holding an action that you can still...
I'm gonna punch the air in front of me.
So seeing the troll, Dagoth, you can choose to shoot at it if you want.
if I don't now, it will. I won't have. I'll lose my action, right?
This is essentially a held action, so...
Oh, okay.
So you can choose to attack, or you can see if it's friendly and talk to it if you
Does it
want.
look? Does it look? Does it look?
It's just gotten up from it's what looks like it's slumbering. You're just watching this
Oh.
creature get up.
I'll hold for now.
Okay.
Or I'll just stay.
Alright, so everyone initiative.
5.
Do you want to put up the box and we'll put it in ourselves?
Box.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a sec, I gotta clear that.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 1. Oh,
Hey,
shit.
drink.
I'll be right back. Apologies.
Mm-mm-mm.
If there's anything urgent, just someone text me or something.
He takes the alcohol with him.
I think he's going to use a rubber glove.
Yeah, probably actually.
Yeah, we can get rid of
What?
one.
Nobody
He's
admit
gonna
it.
come back blood all in his hand because he like broke the bottle.
Please no.
He's gone. Oh, do I have to reloop it? Man.
Giant's balls. What the hell is that thing, guys?
He's big.
So the rock, did the rock still move? Because you replaced it with the troll.
He was the rock. It just looked like a rock.
So he was lying
okay,
on his
gotcha.
side and, yeah,
Gotcha.
sleeping
Understand.
by his fire.
So is the stuff around the camp like troll sized?
Hey, Deck,
The fire is, but the rest of the stuff isn't.
you were right.
Yeah, well. Glad
Hey.
it worked.
What happened?
We called it when you left the fucking. when
I
you
said,
took the
I bet he's
whiskey
going to
with
go
you.
use a rubber glove.
You were 100% right. Oh, and
Good.
Oh dear God.
That's hilarious.
oh, this is going to be messy. Oh, that was delicious too.
Alright, Victor, you gotta put in your initiative.
You got a 1.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't here last week.
Isn't
Yeah,
it a
but
1
he's got
plus his
dex.
dex?
He's
Yeah.
got 5 decks, hasn't he? Or 4 decks. What's your initiative, Aaron?
Bonus.
+4, so I was a 5. I had
Yeah,
1
5,
+4. 5, yeah.
Yeah, we can put in our own initiatives we figured out last week.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. My bad.
All
I'll
good.
start doing.
Alright, so first one up is Malok. As your attention's been brought to this troll that's now just like turning and facing in your direction, what do you want to do? And you're looking at him and he's like towering in size. He's, well, for you, he's actually about 4 times your size.
I'm going to. How far away am I?
You're still about 100 feet away.
I can't do anything. I will hold frostbite for if he gets closer to me in range, 60 feet away from me,
Okay.
and that's my turn. Yeah, that's it.
So holding frostbite. Koro, you're up.
Okay. Oh boy. Nobody's actually attacked it yet, has it? Can I check?
Attack it.
No, he didn't. He held.
Oh, okay.
Can
Sorry.
I please check for anything bad around this area, but like between me and Victor, like traps?
So you actually want to investigate for traps? Sure.
Yeah, I don't really want to walk
Yep.
straight through.
So investigation check.
Natural 20.
Alright, so you look closely at the ground, sort of trying to not focus completely on the large mass that's sort of growing off in the distance. And
It's 19. I've got -1. I just realized.
and you can't see anything sus about the ground. And you look at the rest of the grass around. This one area like had more dry, deadish grass, and you can't see anything else that seems to resemble that anywhere else.
Okay, cool. I will then. Can I also cast Levitate on myself?
Is that an action?
Yeah.
No.
I'm assuming the investigation was the action. That's alright, because it takes a hot second. I'm gonna move up just behind me.
Okay.
This is a
Yeah.
bad idea, Beck realizes, but.
So next up's the troll. So looking over and seeing the group, the troll just sort of turns and starts running at its full pace. So
Wait, at us or away from us? At us. Okay.
So running towards the Victor side, being closer, and he does not look friendly by any means. He's got like this wicked grin. He's extremely like muscular for your experiences with the troll. Yes, Malok, you're now in range, so you can cast your action.
A 12 con save.
Constitution saving throw. That is a 6.
4 points of damage and disadvantage on its next attack.
All right.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's the end of its turn. So, Win, you're up.
Okay. I am going to cast. Want to do my healing unicorn? Is my bonus action.
That's right.
And for my action, I'm going to cast Moonbeam at level 2. But I'm not going to necessarily put it on. I'm going to place it kind of defensive and say, guys, what's your step in front of you? I'm gonna try and deflect it.
Good choice.
I can't click on the Moonbeam.
I admire it. I admire the courage.
Now we established it's going to hit those people in
Their
the
turn.
4 foot around it, yeah? But it's the people, the radius around it, yeah? So it'd hit them if they landed there, yeah?
That.
It's the plus sign, not the corners.
Yeah.
Northeast, southwest.
Actually, yeah, with this thing because it's so big, be on a corner.
Potentially, yeah. So
It,
How big
Yeah.
is it?
It looks pretty fucking big.
That's what she said.
yeah, it's a plus sign, not the corners.
I could do that.
Yes.
Say, Victor, watch your step forward and to your right. Don't go into those squares.
Squares.
I mean, we can see it, right? We're not blind. Or
Well,
it might be.
yeah, so this
Beam of fucking
beam
light.
just shoots down. Yeah.
It's a pale light, so it's not blinding. It's just a come down.
You can see stuff.
Ready.
All right.
That's my turn.
Dagoth, you're up.
All right, seeing that everyone's taking pot shots at it, I'm just gonna step back a little bit.
Ray, you sound a little bit quiet, mate. Is something up with your mic?
He is a little quieter than normal. You're
Oh, I
on
think
200% for
last
me.
I'll turn it up a little bit. I guess, and then take a sharpshooter shot at him.
All right. Shoot on.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Nice.
I think I'm gonna have to drink for that.
Cheers.
Oh, Beck's doing the opposite. Push the talk, Ray.
Just double it.
Double
The dice.
The dice. 14 plus. That would be 17 damage.
That sounds a bit low, Ray. Did you plus the 10 from sharpshooter?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. 27.
10. All right. So you let this shot go. The arrow sort of like plunges into like its shoulder, and the troll sort of screeches out in pain, and now has like a really stern, aggressive look. Yeah, it's still looking quite healthy.
And then I turn to Morgan and I say, "What the hell is that thing? And is there anything in that book of yours with it about it?"
All right, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Victor, you're up.
Well, thanks to what someone just did there, I'm going to go here, then here, then here, then here, then here. That's 40 foot of movement. Actually, can I hit it from here?
Yeah.
I'll hit it from there. 35 foot of movement. I'm going to whack it with my stick.
All right, so as you come into range, it's held action, and it does an attack on you as well. So do your attack.
Well, no, I think it did attack first because I come into its range.
Reaction,
Right.
yeah, true. All right. So its action is 3. Well, it's a multi-attack, so it gets to bite at you once and claw at you twice. So
Wait, you can hold multiple actions?
no, it's one action, but it's a multi-action.
Fuck!
So it's an attack action, but you can do like 3 things with it or something.
So the bite attack is a 21 to hit, and the claws is a 15 and a 23.
The 21 and the 23 hit. The 15 does not. And
It's
so
22
that's-
points of damage.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
You never are you?
Nope, that's massively changed. I'm going to do this turn.
So as you come into range, it bites into you and just starts swinging and like clubbing at you. And yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be like, I'm going to try and just flick up and strike it in the chin with my stick.
Yep.
That's another natural 1.
That's hilarious.
So I miss, so I'm going to be like, nah, this ain't working. And I'm going to use a key point to step of the wind.
Yep.
And I get the fuck out of dodge. So I now have 60 feet of movement. So 5, 10, 15. Look, I've got plenty of movement. I'm going to come here and hide with 1.
That still might have been more than
Roll.
60 feet.
Wait, 5, 10, 15,
Remember, you got to add the 5 for every diagonal as well.
30, 40.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You're right. That was more. I'm here.
Yeah.
I really thought I had more than that. Actually, it was 65, but still,
Oh, okay.
that doesn't matter. I'll stand there.
As long as you
And I'll
dodge
just
the movement.
And I was running around, and I'll just kneel down and be like,
Ow.
"Ow!"
No, do it. Do the ow. Ow. All right. All right. Do you guys want a
And I'm
minute for
changing my
tactics?
dice. I need a minute to change my.
I'll give you guys a minute. Let's get the clock out. And
I'm on healing duty. I'll try to keep it in the moonbeam. Everyone.
Watch out for the teeth and the arms and everything.
I'm going to stand just behind the moonbeam and try and tank it in the moonbeam.
Can we slow it down, maybe? I don't know.
Moloch, if you can hold it still, I'll try and knock it on its ass so we can all just flail on it. If it doesn't bite me again.
I could, but I would lose my moonbeam.
For this hole, what is counted as the hole? The middle square or all the squares it's taken up?
Would say that.
Like, can I walk here on the hole?
The ones that cover more than half.
So the
It's
bottom,
across.
the middle, so the bottom, the middle, and the right.
Yeah.
Probably. Actually, I'd say this whole square here because this one here covers a fair bit. So you can't that one there.
Alright, is there any more strategy?
No. Let's go.
I'm going to move to here and cast Blur on myself, and that's my turn.
Alright. Koro.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I'm within 30 feet. Let's go. It's very low. Alright, I'm going to take out my sling and use as my bonus action kin size shot. Extra d4 if I hit. Rolling to hit. That is 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
Okie dokie. That is 9 damage. Ooh, that's a change from fucking last week, isn't it?
9 points of damage.
And
In its face.
yep. Okay, good. Does it scream or yell or have any reaction?
I mean, it hurts, but it's still looking furious. Like,
Only because I think we fought some things that didn't react at all, so I was trying to gauge.
oh,
whether
it's
it actually-
reacting. It's reacting.
Okay, cool,
And
cool, cool,
it's growling and grunting
Alright.
in. Does anyone speak giant?
Not on this character. Alright, I will then move. Oh boy. I'll move to there. And that's me.
Alright. The troll's turn. So, start of its turn. When, as you're sort of like looking over, you start to notice that where the arrow is in, the arrow's actually fallen out of the wound of its shoulder of the troll, without it actually doing anything as it starts to run back forward. And it's going to take its multi-attack at Moloch. Is that? It just
How dare you?
Did it just run around?
It's pretty much just gone in a straight line. And so far.
Disadvantage on
Oh, yep. So the bite attack is a 13.
now.
Lucky, because that was a crit. And then is it all attacks for the next turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
All
these
attacks until it runs out.
Alright, so that is a 10 and a 24 to hit.
The 24 hit.
So 12 slashing damage. As the troll just with like its claws just like swings out at you really aggressively. That's the end of its turn. Next up is Win.
Alright, I'm gonna bonus action heal Victor. I rolled a 4 on my d4, so you get 12 health. And Moloch, you get 4. And anyone else who's low can get 4.
Do I get
Definitely.
4 as well, or is it everyone else?
I included that in your 12. So
Oh,
you get 12 in total with my bonus action unicorn.
Thanks, mate.
Moloch, you get 4 from that. So that's my bonus action. And now I'm going to use my action to move my... Somehow I've lost the ability to click the movie. Oh no, I need to click the mouse one.
Alright. Is that everything, Tra? You're not on the right
Wrong
spot.
monitor.
Oh yeah, I think that's everything. Bonus action,
And
action.
Alright.
Yeah, for the first time on its turn. So
Yeah.
it takes damage at the top of its turn.
Dagot, you're up.
Seeing it gets closer, I'm just gonna pull another shot at it. I'm just gonna move this to the side a bit. I can probably get to there, right?
Yeah.
And take a shot. $16.
16 hits.
Eight damage. Sorry.
8 points of damage. Alright.
Oh wait, does he get a sneak attack? Because things right on top of him.
Yeah, I rolled the one for my sneak attack.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just seemed really low.
I didn't sharpshoot either. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And that's my turn.
Alright. Next up is Victor.
I'll run up to here. So that's 10 foot of movement.
Ray,
and-
you don't get sneak attack with your level 1 rogue. You're a fighter.
Oh, I have
You get a
level one
D6.
rogue.
He gets 1d6.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight away. I'll run up and I will whack it with my stick. Natural 20. Yes.
Hey, rats, cheers.
Cheers. So that's a d8 plus 4. That's a 5, so that's 14 damage.
Minus 14. Oof.
And I'll...
Yep.
Oh, sorry. You go. No, you go.
You go.
No, I was going to do my next attack. Tell me how it's react.
So it's starting to like bleed from like the mouth after you started to like hit it, and it's not looking as stern from when you from when it first started to approach.
Alright, so that was just standard. And then I'm going to flick my stick around and I'm going to jump and flurry of blows, try and do like a knee. Think like Tony Jaa, like he's going to grab the head and knee it and then knee it while in the same motion.
Yeah.
Can you even reach its head?
I can jump pretty high. So,
Yeah, okay.
first one's a natural 1, so I'm just going to...
3 natural ones today. Far out.
Change your dice.
I think he's lying so he can drink.
Second one is a 19 plus lots. 15. 25, sorry.
19 plus 15.
Yep.
The
Lots.
19 hits. Yeah.
That's a 4 plus 4. That's an 8, and I will do the one that knocks him on his ass. It is open hand technique. Strength. Dex saving throw at full.
And he falls over.
No, so
Nice.
the second knee just straight on his ass, and then I'm gonna run back this way, and I'm gonna bound over 1 and land here. And that's my turn. Done.
Wicked. Next. Do you guys want a minute, or are you good to keep just cycling? All right, Moloch,
Keep it
you're up.
going.
Fuck him up, Moloch!
I will bonus action Paracore.
All right, so the shield starts floating.
Yeah. And then I'll just booming blade the motherfucker in the face.
So
I think you have advantage because he's prone. Yeah.
Oh, thank God, because they're all the 5. 17?
17 hits.
Yes.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. The creature lying on the ground is really starting to like groan with pain and like wince with the hits, and you can see that like it's bleeding like from its torso where the hits are. Booming blade only works when it hits. Yeah, is that when it moves?
If it moves, it'll do extra damage.
Yeah, cool. All right,
That's it.
Koro, you're up.
Cora will sigh and then dagger up in defensive position, will run straight and we'll take a full round of attacks on it.
Yep. All with advantage.
Oh, and I have advantage. Yeah, good. Thank goodness. 18 to
18 hits.
That's 6 damage on the first hit.
6 points of damage. It's
Flurry
really...
of blow.
Yep.
16 to hit. 18 to hit again.
18. Yep. Roll damage.
7 damage on that one. And the third strike. 16 plus 6.
Yep.
So 1,022,000.
A million.
And that's 4 plus 4. That's 8. Max damage on that one,
Phew.
which is.
As you
And
pound into the creature, he's like screaming in pain and like just like kicking and flailing and trying to block as he's like lying on the ground. He's looking really rough. Like, yep.
and then I'll get into defensive pose and.
All right. Start of its turn. Damage.
Con save. Con save of 14.
It's 20, so it's half damage.
And I rolled 9 damage.
So 4 points of damage. It's somehow. Oh, actually, never mind. So that plus. Okay, interesting. So as it's looking like at the brink of death at the start of its turn, as it like starts to get up, the beam is just like burning into it, and as it's burning at the same time, you start to see like the cuts are sort of regenerating a little bit themselves as it climbs back up to its feet, and turns to sort of Koro, who so it's not prone anymore, and it's just gonna unload in like a last ditch attempt at just desperation to try and sort of do something to sort of stop the pain. So the full round, 23 for the first attack, 18 for the second, and 25 for the third.
Damn it. My AC is 18 at the moment because of my defensive, so yeah,
it's
we'll hit.
25 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm probably dead.
And he's going to attempt to run away. So there's
Reaction!
So yeah, you get your attack of opportunity, and you also get your booming blade effect. Koro also gets the chance for attack of opportunity.
Reaction booming blade. 20 to hit.
20 hits.
Okay, so now I get to roll damage for that attack.
Yep.
Which will be 4. But
4
then
points,
now
yeah.
it has 2 applications of booming blade on it.
Yep.
So I can roll 2d8 for 9 more damage.
How do you want to do it?
He just falls over as he runs away.
so
As he goes to run away, it's just and he just falls to the ground.
So as he gets up and does this lash out at Koro, and takes like his first step, this surge just like goes up through his body, and you watch as like everything sort of like constricts and his muscles start spasming, and the creature just like freezes up and then drops to the ground like face first, like letting out like this like growling sort of pain as it drops, dead.
I'm just going to turn to Win and be like, "Can we steal its stuff now?"
Yes. I moved my moonbeam onto the creature just because I noticed it was still healing itself. So I want to make sure it stays dead and just kind of continually let that tick away. And I'm going to bonus action healing word Koro, 10 health, and everybody else gets 4 who is low.
Thank you. I'm gonna make my way over towards that camp and start yell at anyone want to help me with this and start looking.
Look around for more, and maybe there's more traps.
I'll look for traps.
Can I attack it on the ground?
One at a time. Alright, so who's looking around for traps? Victor. Yep, so just we'll just do perception because you're kind of looking as you're going, so
That's a lot. 22.
you don't see any signs of traps.
There's
No
no other
traps.
holes that he ran into as he was running towards the camp?
Sadly, no. He only had one
fuck.
hole. Alright, so Malok, you can attack if you wish the
Alright,
corpse.
well, 17.
With advantage.
Okay. Alright, yeah, so I do damage, whatever. I was trying to finish it off.
You're like beating its limbs and they're sort of like turning into a bit of like mush. You're just like breaking its like arms and legs into sort of pieces, so even if it does manage to get up, it's not going to be able to do shit.
I was thinking of like exploding its head like a watermelon.
Alright, so you want to explode its head like a watermelon.
Yeah, is that possible?
It is absolutely possible.
Cool.
It's like, have you watched those videos where like women put the watermelon in between their legs and use their thighs to like smush it and it explodes?
Of course.
It's like that. The spray over yourself is like that effect.
Stop! He's already dead.
I just let out a. Oh.
No.
I
So
think it's over
You are
done,
now
Mark.
covered in troll juices, but its head is gone.
How's the beard?
What's everyone else doing?
Do we need the battle music on? I'm going to perceive to look around to see if there's any other trolls.
Perception check.
I'm gonna search these things once he's done.
13.
No, you can't see anything else.
Oh, that's neat.
Then I want to go up to the camp and see for tracks, but I can do that on another turn.
Daggoth, anything?
Did you say you searched the troll, Moloch?
I didn't search him yet, no.
He just imploded the head.
I try and look at the troll to see if there's anything useful on him.
Alright, just roll investigation. Gotta push to talk still, Ray.
15? Sorry, 15.
There's nothing on it whatsoever. All it's wearing is a loincloth, and on thorough inspection, you can see it was a male, and that's about it.
Take the loincloth.
You can take the loincloth if you wish. It would make
I
a
need a
great
blank-
cloak. Like,
I need a blanket.
I just look at Moloch and just go, "That's disgusting, dude," and then walk to the camp.
alright.
I'll turn to Karo and be like, "Can I have a look through some bags with me?" Sorry, you want to have a look through some bags with me?
Okay, I'll look at that.
These are bags, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yep. They're, from what you can tell, and now that you're closer to the fire, you can see like the discarded bones sort of like in this massive fire pit, with like bits of like skull and everything else sort of like filtered around. It's obviously clear that he's taken out some adventurers as they've been sort of traveling around this area.
Not good.
I wonder if this person was either guarding or trying to wait for someone to come down from that island. Can I look up at the island and perceive if there's anything there?
Well, we'll do the 2 investigations on the loot, and then I'll get you to do your perception on that.
Beck, do you want to do one each, or do you want to do this with advantage for one of us?
Oh, yeah, I'll just help you.
All right.
Mine's pretty balls.
That's a 17, and that's a 5. So that's a 17 plus 0. So 7.
So a lot of the stuff you find in the bags is either trampled, damaged, any of the food has gone old and moldy. It's clear these bags have been here for a while. You do manage to find a horn that seems still intact.
I'll take it, and I'll make sure that Moloch doesn't see me take it.
Sleight of hand check.
I'm now there standing over you.
That's 18, and fuck it, I'm going to use a lucky point to make sure he can't see it. No, that's worse. All right, 18.
What's your passive perception, Moloch?
11.
Yeah, you don't see it. He manages. He comes across it and just tucks it into his jacket very, very slyly. Actually, no one's got 18, so no one would have seen it at all. Okay.
What the fuck? Oh my god, this thing's nuts. No, I'm kidding. Like I was doing that. I just want to have a quick look at it before I give it to anyone.
Can
I Horn of blasting. That's what you put in the thing. That's what it was, right?
I didn't put it. The random loot thing did.
Oh my god, this thing's so dangerous.
Okay. Anyway, I think that was one of my additions. So, Win, I'll get you to roll a perception check with advantage, because you're looking up at the moat, and trying to ascertain,
I'm just trying to see if someone was being killed captive. That's kind of my thought process at the moment. I also guidance myself. Well, then that 19, I make a lot.
Yeah. So
It's like almost 30, like 27.
as you're looking up, and you can see this moat. I'll see if I got a picture of it. That might help with the visual. You can kind of see, looking up, that there is almost like as it's sort of rotating, and you can see what looks like a stairway, like sort of built into the side of it, that goes from what looks like a landing up and around the side, the face of this moat that's rotating around you. And as you're sort of looking up and following the stairs, you catch a glimpse of like a figure looking over down towards you in your group's general direction.
So I can't tell anything more than a glimpse. And does he hide himself, or does he stay hid? Does he retrace?
They're just sort of leaning over the edge. They're not trying to keep their presence concealed. They're looking down and over at you, from what you can tell.
I say to everyone, "Hey everyone, I've seen someone up at the stairs. I don't know if anyone else can see that."
I'll look as well, I guess. Do I say anything?
You see the same thing. I mean, based on the fact that the side of the like you're under it, you can only sort of catch a glimpse of like the figure sort of leaning over to sort of see you guys and looking down at you.
I wave up the figure, like I wave up high. We're like, ahoy there!
And you see a hand wave back, and as they do that, they kind of like pull back from the edge.
Oh.
Well, I guess they're coming down then.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just checking something.
At least they're not opposed to
I thought I was
waving.
in the window then.
Right, so
Shall we take a rest while they make up their mind?
Well, let's just have a seat around the fire and relax.
Let's just wait a moment and see what they do. Otherwise, let's, I think.
Well, they do that. I'm just going to turn away and inspect the horn. How big is it?
It's just like a horn, like a handheld horn.
I know I'm going to regret this. I'm going to turn to Moloch.
Yes.
Moloch, my boy.
Victor, my boy.
Digging through the stuff of that troll, I found this, and I hold up the horn, and it's like it's a small horn with looks like it's got a lion's head on it, like as where it comes out of. I don't know much about it, but this seems like something you would use, and I'll hold it out to him.
I've got a horn already, and I pull out my horn.
Should we blow them together then?
Do you know how to play the horn?
Might get that guy's attention. Can we lean up and blow our horns together?
So, as you guys say this, I'm like, so you guys are gonna go blow each other's horns?
Well, yeah, I'm really good at playing the horn, but Victor, don't you play the flute or something? The
I
skin
don't play any
flute?
instruments. I can't play
Okay.
it. Alright, look, I'm just going to blow in the horn. And I'll just aim it up towards the guy.
Yeah, I'll do the same with my horn.
You blow in your horn, Victor, and it makes a noise, but nothing special.
I'm just going to turn back and say, are you sure you don't want this? I'm really not much of a horn blower. This seems like something cute. More Moloch-y.
Sure. Does anyone else play the horn?
That's a good question. Just turn to the group. Does anyone else play the horn?
I'm not a horn player.
No.
All right.
Koro's looking at a tree again, so I'm going to assume that's enough.
And as both you guys are like looking at the horn, you do see like some script on the side of it, almost like a name of the horn.
Can I read it?
Sure.
What's it say?
It says below us.
Blow us.
Below us.
Below us.
Below us.
What's below us?
Oh,
Below
okay,
us
can
the
I?
horn.
Oh, okay, before I hand it over, can I aim it at the ground and blow it at the ground?
Alright. This time,
Oh shit!
after saying below us, this ridiculous blast, nothing like what you originally blew out of the horn, blasts out of the ground. Okay. So, I need Moloch. Who else was there in this discussion?
I was just talking to everyone from a distance. It was only me and Moloch actually near each other.
That were blowing each other's horns. So.
Each creature in a cone must make 30-foot cone. That is all.
But if you look down, the cone only widens to 30 feet, so maybe not as wide.
What have I done?
We'll just dodge the hole. You just blew everyone up.
Don't blow us.
But-
It's so funny.
But the
Oh, come on, go with it.
the audible
it.
explosion of noise deafens and sends a ring through the entire group's ears. Like, you guys just get this, like, your eardrums almost get to the point of bursting, that, like, you all, like, instantly collapse and, like, grab your ears. You, Victor, like, yourself drop the horn.
Wait, yeah,
And-
there's one thing this horn has to do. Okay, we're fine.
Yeah, the
If I roll under a 20, it
explosion.
explodes.
And this noise that pretty much deafens you all just blasts out. In the distance, you can see stuff flying up from the trees. You know, the dust in which you were directing it has now an imprinted like crater, like a little 5-foot crater of where you've just like launched this noise into. And for the best part of the next couple of minutes, none of you can hear anything you're saying to each other. but there's a lot of verbalized swearing at each other.
Considering I shot this at the ground, is this going to launch me away?
We'll say no.
All right, so I'm gonna turn to Malok and be like, he's gonna calm himself and pick the horn back up and hold it out to Malok.
Let's just imagine I'm signing things back to you.
Actually, because it's on here, I'll get everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's only if you're in the cone, though, yeah? Are we in the cone?
Well, I'm saving
Okay.
you the damage aspect, but the fact that you're all right next to him as he's blasting this noise.
4.
18.
Oh,
18.
So Malok and Wind, you guys are not completely deafened. You are yelling at each other to be able to hear what each other's saying, but for the moment, Koro, Victor, what Dagoth, what did you get? Push talk.
Dagoth got a 4 as well.
16.
Oh,
16. So Koro and Victor, at the moment, you guys are deafened. You don't know what to hear.
Koro is sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth, just weeping. Terrified.
But Dagoth, Win, and Malok, you guys can talk. You just have to yell at each other. Like it's you're not deafened, but your ears are still like ringing really hard, being so close.
okay. In that case, so Victor will be yelling this. Who the fuck leaves something like that just sitting around? Moloch, do you want it?
Ooh, yeah.
I say, barmaid's tits, what the hell was that?
What?
I said, barmaid's tits, what the hell was that?
Who's
What?
I'm just gonna let you guys RP for this for 5 minutes.
I walked up to Koro and just sit next to you and just kind of, I can see that you're upset. So I just sit next to you knowing that you probably can't hear me, but I just have a present next to you.
What?
I just swear in Elvish. Fucking.
what? What?
Now, if you look in the campaign 2, there's a little snippet of the actual moat that you're seeing float above the ground, and that
Oh, boy.
stairwell that I was talking about.
Whoa. Literally looks like a heart.
Ooh.
So we can see that, but it's obviously still miles above us.
It's still 200 feet up, yeah.
Can we see the tower on top or just the stairwell?
Not anymore. You could see it when you were walking back from it. You can see the little thing poking up, like the tree. But as you're now sort of more underneath it, you can't sort of see it as clearly.
All right, so I'm going to walk up to Dagoth, and I'm going to be.
I think he's trying to steal third.
I say, if we haven't got our waving friends' attention, we certainly have it now.
What?
I just shake my head.
So
Can I have a look up and see if our waving friend sort of noticed and is looking back down again?
you can't
It's
see
not-
anyone up there at the moment.
Okay.
He had to have heard that, right?
Oh, you totally heard that.
There's lots that's heard that.
Oh,
Oh dear. If we, all right, I'm just going to sit down while I'm deaf, and can I try and take a short rest?
Sure, you guys can sit down and take a short rest. I think this is a good chance to have a quick break because I need to piss and get another beer.
Sweet.
What?
Exactly. Insert RP. Alright, so give us 5 and then we'll come back.
I'll get a snack. My God, mistakes have been made right now. I am so sorry.
I'm gonna sleep in the pit, guys.
Right, you know what the bad thing is? If Yao was in a worse mood, that thing does 5d6 damage.
I was waiting for that.
It does 5-6 damage to everyone in a 30-foot cone, and then if it rolls in the 20%, it explodes and does 10d6 to whoever's holding it.
Oh, fuck. Really? Oh shit.
And I just gave it to the horn-happy fucking dwarf.
No. Dude.
No, look,
What if he blows it like in mid-fight, man?
Ray, this is the thing. I, Aaron, know that what I did was a fucking very bad idea. But Victor gave the horn to the one of us that can blow a horn.
That's hilarious. That's true. These dwarves and their blowhorn.
But yeah, like I gave it to the dwarf who's obviously going to blow a horn. He showed me he could blow a horn earlier. But that's it. Oh, Sar, I'll remember. He can add the horn of blasting to his inventory. That was a blue item too.
Is there a way we can send a message to the guy at the top?
I can blow the horn again.
Hold on, I'll be back.
I could blow the horn again. That would get his attention.
No more blowing horns.
Try and stop me.
You don't have it.
Oh no, I handed the Moloch.
I think this was my addition to the loot.
You, sir, are an asshole. You know, it's
dear.
funny. I saw a thing about DMing, and it's like how the media portrays DMs. You know, this narcissistic terror that will cause you to do all sorts of untold things. And it goes, how being a DM really is. All right, guys, you haven't managed to seduce the catfish. Will you please just move on?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, what did you think was going to happen when we got the horn?
Exactly this.
Just that.
Literally everything I've added to the loot is just shenanigans.
I'm so happy you didn't make us take the damage because it very well might have knocked a few of us out.
The fact that you said you were pointing it at the ground before you blew it, I give you the leeway in that account.
No,
It would have been interesting if you hadn't read it and you had done it.
well, yeah, no, actually, no, that's a good point. Remind me not to do that again. That was really poor form because it would have been funnier not to. Because what was the word on it?
Below us.
Yeah, so I thought it was something under us. So I was trying to blow it, and it was below us.
Yeah, see?
So we're taking a short rest. So
Attempting to take a short
guys,
rest.
if anyone wants. Yes.
Attempting.
We're all gonna die. I need another drink.
Let's just see if you guys make an hour after just.
I mean, I nearly
blasting.
did.
Fucking
I'm just gonna
TPK.
do a bit of an active perception while we're resting if we can.
Yeah, I'll wait for everyone to get back before we continue on.
Are we resting?
Short rest.
Attempting to. It's not been granted yet. You're about to start trying to take a rest, so don't hit that button.
Oh shit! I already did. Fuck.
Shit, fuck. No,
I
go
will undo-
roll it back, yeah, because we haven't. It's an hour before you get the hit die for that, and you've just had a very wise individual blast a very loud noise, and you guys are sitting in an open space.
Okay.
Can I try and collect one of my arrows before we go anywhere? Or half my arrows? I think I only used 3.
I'm gonna say you fell on them and broke them. So you get one.
Okay.
You get one back though, don't you? Like so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, you
I mean, I assume.
I'm
that if it
happy
was
for
3,
you to automatically just take one back.
Okay.
Like, yeah. I trust that after every time you shoot, you go to see which arrows are still good.
Yeah.
Turbo, that's a good call. Why are you yelling? My mum is fucking your dad. I think he was commenting on Aaron mouthing stuff.
Was it?
One of the guys in stream. The people.
Oh, I want to see that actually.
Yeah, I have the stream up on another monitor. I try to keep eye on chat and say hello to people.
Trolls, hey?
Yeah.
Regen. You know it was about to die if it didn't get that 10 hit points at the start of its turn?
Oh,
Yep.
Oh no, I just killed one, didn't I?
One's still back over on the other side of the pit. No one's gone and got him. He's just off in his own little world. He's not smart
He's
enough.
munching on the grass.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if we'd hit the troll with fire, it would have stopped the regen for a bit.
Yes.
That's how it works, isn't it? Yeah,
Fire or acid, I think.
Oh, acid too. I didn't know that. I knew fire.
Does radiant damage work for that? Because
Nope.
it's technically a flame, but
No, it's
Has
not.
to be
it's not right.
actual flame.
I knew that one from crit roll, but again, Victor didn't know that, so I just
Yeah,
ignored it.
same. Fire.
Not that I had anything fire anyway, but you know.
I mean, I'd light a torch and chuck it at him if Cora knew it, but Cora don't
I
know
was-
shit.
Yeah, I was gonna Misty Step, but I was like, no, that's meta-ing. Because I heard something about fire. Like Skyrim has like the trolls where they're weak to fire as well, so.
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of figured out that most shit here needs to be hit with fire, either to kill it properly or something. I suppose it's not too far of a stretch, but
I have to use Moonbeam if I'm going to be on heal duty. Because all my heals are bonus action.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah.
We're taking a break.
did we level?
No.
Well, that blew us up.
I told you. See, it's not me TPKing you guys. It's you guys. All right. Is everyone back?
I think so. Sar made his presence known. We haven't taken the short rest yet, Sar. We're going to attempt to make one.
Yeah, I was back ages ago, by the way. Sorry.
I never left.
I think Aaron wanted to tell you something, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, add the horn and blast into your inventory.
Okay.
It's yours now. I don't want it.
With the command word below us. Otherwise, you can just blow it like a normal horn.
So you have to say it to activate it?
It needs the command word before it will actually do its blast attack. Thing.
Sweet.
I actually completely forgot about that. So when he pulled out, I was like, oh, maybe it's just a normal horn.
Did you make that word up, or is it actually written on there somewhere?
No, I just made it up.
Okay.
It sounds like a made-up word.
Can we hear yet?
I mean, you guys have been sitting around, so everyone's back. So you guys have been sitting around for about 5 minutes, and you get your hearing back. You still have to yell a bit, like, you know, you're up a couple of notches on the odd sound chart just to be able to hear each other, but...
Is the donkey okay?
One's still sitting over there, just chilling.
He's fine. He's not going anywhere.
That's one dumb donkey.
I said to everyone, hey, that was quite a loud noise, so we might have attracted a few... something coming our way. So just try to keep a good, I guess, a passive eye out on the horizon to see if anything comes up.
Is it the noise that gave that away?
What?
Yeah. No, I was going to say that anyway, but I wanted to keep a passive perception kind of on the horizon for anything.
Alright. So while you guys are sitting around, like I said, about 5-10 minutes sort of pass, and given that you guys are still a little bit of deaf of hearing, first, Win, Malok, and Dagoth, you very faintly hear like the calling out from above, and it's quite muffled at the start because your hearing's still not quite what it was, but it at least draws your attention to look up.
Look up.
And you see the figure sort of like waving at you and like pointing out, like almost like getting your attention and then pointing like behind you.
Well, look in that direction. What's coming our way?
It's hard to tell from the distance, but you can see like in like the sort of open plain, you can see just like the canopy, which isn't the jungle, but like just a flat sort of like canopy of movement. If anything, it just kind of looks like disturbed dust being sort of moved in like masses, and there's some coming from like the direction you're looking, and it kind of causes you to look to the side, and you see more sort of like movement, and like over on the tree line, you can see like birds or like some sort of flying creatures like leaving the top of the trees and flying off as like the trees start to sort of like wave a bit, and you can start to make out that there's a lot of action sort of moving out into this open plain that is quite like expansive, like it's quite a decent amount of size, but get the general idea that everything's sort of moving towards your direction.
Guys, I think we should not stay here. We need to move away from this location.
Heads up, guys. We're getting surrounded. It looks like.
And yeah, you look the other direction, you can see other stuff moving towards you, and it's not all sort of completely dire. You kind of see things interacting with themselves as well in the far off distance. It looks like stuff fighting larger creatures, and the same sort of like Gorillion thing you saw the other night is fighting with like something else, but there's a lot of congregation and action sort of headed in your direction.
So get everyone's attention. Can anyone do anything to do with dirt and like make some kind of top? Because we've got that massive hole over there. Can we all fit in that and cover the top of it, and we'll just hunker down?
All right, so you want to look in the hole?
No, I'm just kind of saying. Can anyone do anything magical to do with earth?
Nothing that big.
I
can't do anything that big.
punch things, like, seriously.
Again, you hear the muffling from above you. It's starting to get like a little bit more like audible.
I look up.
Can I
Okay.
try and focus to hear what he's saying?
Sure.
Do you want to roll a perception to see if I can actually
see
obtain it?
if you can make out what they're trying to say.
18.
Still quite muffled. You think you hear the word gate.
Okay.
Can I put my other horn in my ear? Does that help me hear better?
Ooh.
Can I hear them?
I'll give you a perception check with advantage for trying.
Put the horn of blasting in your ear.
And you
Oh, maybe I'll put one in one ear, one in the other ear. Yeah.
Well, your horn's like, I imagine, a circular sort of like Viking horn. This other one is more like just a long lute.
I literally rolled a 20 and a 1, so 20.
You don't get a plus
Natural
to your
20?
perception?
21.
Yeah.
21. You can make out a little bit better. It like very, very faintly, like you just hear the use the gate. And that's all you hear.
Is there a gate around?
I look around for a gate.
We don't know this. You don't know that yet.
No, Sarn knows this.
Oh,
I got a vague idea.
I say it to everyone. Look for a gate.
Is there a gate around?
And
For a gate.
as you guys are just sort of like looking in circles at nothing, all of a sudden this portal appears sort of like in the center of the group. This like almost dimensional sort of door opens, and when it's facing so that Moloch and Win, if you were on your side, you can see through it, and on the other side of the door, you can see the landing, or a flat landing of just like earth, with no one there.
That looks similar to the one up there.
Very similar, but on the other side of it, it just all you can see is the outline of essentially magic, and then
Gotcha.
sort of like a blackish space. So
Turn to everyone and go, everyone quick through this.
well, that
Grab the
looks
donkey.
cool.
Using my arcane knowledge, I tell everyone to go through this side.
I grab one.
I jump through.
do you want to roll arcane to see if you know what it is? Or do you think
Yeah.
you know what it is?
I'm already through.
Well, Win and Moloch said go through.
Yep.
Only an 11.
I mean, it's not the first time you would have seen it. It's known as an arcane gate, and it usually like a bit more of a higher level spell that allows people to transit through a space. It does remain open. to only one side. So
So quick, everyone get in.
All right, and I step through with with one.
you grab one.
Yeah.
All right, one lives to fight another day. Man, for one.
Well,
Still can't believe he's outlived Leon by like fuck.
You will never kill one.
All right.
Damn donkey.
So, in this moment, I'm assuming everyone's gone through. Cora's still sitting down there.
Oh, I came to.
All right, so it feels like, I caught myself before I said it. It feels like you guys are just walking pretty much from like one step to another, and you're in a completely different location. It doesn't feel like there's any form of like teleportation. It's just like, you know, stepping through a door into another room. But now you find yourself up there. As you walk into this area, the air gets a little bit sort of more moist. It's colder up there. There's more wind, and you start to realize that you're actually sitting up on this island moat. You can see sort of this old paved sort of like dirt stairway in front of you, and behind you is the blacked blacked out door, which is the gate that you've just passed through that you can't see through.
So it's closed now.
It's still, well, it's closed on the side that you're facing.
Okay.
So everyone's through, looking around, and as you all position yourself up, a head pops around the side and asks you, "Is that everyone?"
Believe we're all here. Did the turtle make it?
Oh yeah.
The turtle's on the donkey.
Can we do an animal handling check to see if one runs off the side in fear?
I mean, one's pretty stupid, so he doesn't know how to be scared. So.
Oh.
I
Are
say
you
yes,
trying to
that's
kill the
everyone.
donkey now? Is that what it is?
It will know not to walk off the edge of a cliff.
I'm pretty sure that
He's
too.
really dumb.
I mean,
Self-preservation. There is
Yeah.
something there.
I say yes. Close the
Dagoth,
gate.
Dagoth, make a animal handling check as you watch and you recognize that Moloch. You see the figure starts weaving sort of a spell, which is dispel magic, and the gate shuts immediately. Which startles Juan very slightly as this black door just closes. What'd
I
you get?
say, well done, my new friend. That was a fine piece of work.
A 9.
Okay.
Is
Juan.
this guys?
What's the order?
I would have been last.
I jumped through first.
What's Juan's attack?
Oh no.
Am I going to get kicked off the island?
You're gonna get kicked.
Technically, we all said we were coming through, and then Ray went back to get the donkey. So isn't it only Ray near the donkey?
I'm in front of him because I was leading him.
Yeah, but I was the last one to kind of trying to be the last person down.
We'll say Juan freaks out, but he's like frozen in shock in the corner. You try to pull him up the stairs, he's not moving. He's just sitting there, frozen, not like moving because of the wind and the change in altitude, and you've just got a donkey sitting on the ledge that you can see. So where you guys are, if you look at the Discord image that I put in the chat.
We're at the cave at the bottom.
Yeah. So you're on that little landing, and like you guys are funneling up the stairwell. It's quite sort of a smallish space. So you guys have like the gate's been open just at sort of the entrance to that stairwell, and you guys are sort of like standing up on the stairs, and Juan is like hugging on the very last step, not willing to move. And like Dagoth is trying to move him around, and yeah, he's just not budging whatsoever.
I turn to Juan, and I look at Juan, and this is kind of in the animal speak that I can just naturally do. And I pull off some of the hay off the back of his back that he uses to feed, and go take it over to the cave entrance and put it there. It's like, Juan, just stay here. And kind of entice him to just be kind of off the edge, and be kind of more in the cave.
All right.
Can I kick Lawrence off of Wine's back so Wine doesn't have to carry a stupid turtle?
You can just ask. You don't need to kick.
No, he's asleep again when we're fighting. He's getting kicked.
The narcoleptic turtle in his shell falls off, and he's just positioned right next to one.
When he wanted his turtle, so he's like on his back because turtles can't get up when they're stuck like that.
Yes, he's on his
I
back.
think this turtle really needs to see a specialist.
All right. So the first to notice the figure would have been Malok watching the weaving spells, and you see now that the person up here is actually a female elf. She introduces herself as what's the name?
Syndra.
No. So she turns to you all and she's like, the noise that you made has drawn an abundance of attention, and looks out to the side, and you can see hordes of like undead and dinosaurs now sort of like converging and fighting with each other, you know, cut hundreds of feet sort of away, but still sort of like moving towards like the open space where the centralized noise was. And she turns to you all, she's like, my name is Valindra. I am the resident of this moat, as you would. If you would care to join me inside, I dare say you all look like you could have a bit of a rest after the interesting day you've had.
Yeah, we really appreciate you getting us out of there. We probably, I don't know, had to pull something out of our ass if we were left there.
Preferably not. What's in your ass should stay there, but feel free to make yourself as much of home as possible as you can here.
Insight check.
Damn it, I was.
I also say you can thank our friend over there. He's old and he's wise. He's the one that blew that horn.
Insight, what'd you get?
Oh. 17 plus, I think, 5? So I think that's 22.
You get the sense she's very sincere in making sure that you don't pull shit out of your ass. And seems very welcoming and forthcoming, and it gives you no sense of hostility.
What's her name again?
Oh man, I keep forgetting.
Valandra.
Valindra.
Valindra.
Is it an E?
Is an A. I can give you a
Val-
handout. Hold up. Damn V's, gotta scroll. I could have typed it in.
Well, I want to thank her for what she did, and say I admire your skills. Yeah, and what is she doing out here?
Alright, and while you do that, I'm going to turn to Dagoth and go, I think she's alright. I gave her a mental pat down and she seems alright.
So
What's a mental pat down?
that's a picture of the elf that you're looking at. She goes, if you could join me inside, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing out here, and maybe we can exchange stories, I guess, because I have the same interesting question for you. So, and she walks first back in through the cave, off the ledge, like, you know, past the ledge that you're all sort of still standing on, 200 feet off the edge, sort of thing. So,
So is she going up the stairs around to the top?
No, she's walking into the cave, and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'll follow her back in.
As we immediately start to walk, I immediately start to explain, of course, as you might know, we're here for the death curse. And we're here to stop it.
And she kind of turns and nods, and so we share a common cause. For that is exactly why I too am here and residing or using this location pretty much as my base of operations. I have quite a number of mercenaries that I've hired out to help investigate and try and gather information about the actual death curse and the object that seems to be the cause of all this.
It seems like that's the only reason that foreigners come to this land.
Agreed. I do agree. I'll show you the actual layout of the place that she's taking you into.
It's a pretty nice setup you got going here.
Just yeah. Might want to make one of that.
So, do you pay mercenaries who are going after the curse? Because I could always use a handout.
She kind of chuckles and she goes, I have mercenaries and I have loyal followers. I like to incentivize. Obviously, I have quite a heavy vested interest in the this sort of problem that's occurring. Tell
Are
me.
you affected by this?
She turns to me and no, not at all. I'm curious at the extent of magic that it's capable of. And she kind of jests and please sit and can I offer you all any drinks? And she pulls some wine and some water, and she has just an array of sort of like general alcohol or anything, and offers.
I'll take some ale.
And she pulls out this sort of jug of ale and pours you an ale and serves it to you and pours herself like a goblet of wine and puts that down. Anyone else?
I'll have an ale too, please.
Sorry, are we supposed to see anything or look at the black screen?
Yeah, it's actually, I was going to make one of that.
Why does it keep doing that?
Fog of war, probably.
Yeah, I thought they fixed that though. They said they had a patch for this that fixed all the fog of war issues. Let's. If I do that, can you? Oh. Wait one. Way to ruin the
Anyway, how'd you get the island in the sky?
Well, I don't own it. I'm just using it, I guess. No one else was using it, and it seems like a tactical advantage and a great sort of vantage point to look out and ascertain information about the sort of the land. I have no clue on any of this land sort of inhabitants or locations, so just
So
thinking more
wait.
tactics than anything.
this thing was floating here already when you got here?
Yes, I've heard that there's old sort of rumor of the Chultans and stuff talking about this being a vestige or a representation of the their god Uboto, his heart from when he once existed on the plane. But I understand and look at it more
I write
Have
that
you
down.
been
theoretical.
I'm just going to sit on a stump and listen.
Have you been able to make it move, or does it just kind of stay in this one spot, up or down, or anything?
It rotates by itself. It takes about a day to rotate, but it doesn't go up or down as far as I know. It seems like it's old magic that seems to have this impact that it's causing, or the effect essentially. Damn it.
Well, thank you very much for helping us out of that situation.
Anyway, so can I ask who? I mean, you've already told me that you're here for the same sort of reason that I am. May I ask, who and why and what are they offering you in exchange for your services? Maybe, I mean, I'm sure they had their own intentions, but maybe I could utilize the information. I'd be willing to pay or offer assistance or anything that might sort of help us both achieve our similar goals.
Well, I don't know if this means anything. I pull out the now dead root that was the zombie plant.
Yep.
I said, well, the only real hard evidence I've been able to locate is this. This is attached to the back of one of the undead creatures that were, and it seemed to be controlling it. It is now, since dead, it was actually alive for quite some time in the test tube, but it's now obviously now just withered and died itself.
And she looks at it and she's
That's
like,
so
"Oh,
raz.
we've I've seen plenty of this. This is actually a common plant that's part of this weird effect that occurred on the land like well before the death curse, actually. If you note, there's quite a lot of undead that still seem to exist out here that on investigation have been here for centuries. This is a mere root that seems to inhabit humanoids and take control of their bodies, and it's actually lucky that you kept it in here, because if it got into you, it would actually spread and then explode its spores out of you. So quite lucky you didn't let it get to you.
Yeah, definitely wanted to
wait,
keep that under wraps for a study.
this thing, it takes over you whether you're dead or alive.
It turns you into undead.
Yeah, it kills you.
Oh wow.
This vine does, yeah. But this
the-
doesn't have anything to do with the actual curse that's occurring. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, I was just thinking. So the undead on this continent have been here long before the curse.
Yes, yeah, and she points to this bookshelf in the right-hand corner of her den-ish, and she instigates that I've gathered all historical knowledge of Chult I can, and I've researched and read and trying to put the pieces together to try and understand the culture and where the soulmonger might have been hidden. And in my sort of learnings, I've uncovered quite a lot of very weird and interesting sort of folklores or magical presences. And yeah, the undead issue in the jungle is actually something that they've had a problem with for centuries. And
Win, where did you grab that root from? What part of the body?
It was kind of on the spine, leading up towards the head, I believe.
So we're in the heart of Schult right now. Is there a brain or a spine or a lungs of Schult anywhere?
to be honest, I don't know. They don't refer to any other sort of areas of the map as such. I just know that the common locals refer to this part of the map as such, or this indeed moat. I've had plenty of concerned people with my sort of presence here, but yeah, apart from
Is there any way to get this heart pumping? Does it do anything? I see there's water here in the middle of the room.
yeah, so the water naturally condensates from the tree above, and she sort of points up to the roots that are penetrating through and running down sort of into the room. It just seems like general condensation, almost like a small little sort of like self-containing environment. The water never seems to really change. This is just a mote of earth, I believe. I don't actually believe it is a true heart. if that's what you were trying to.
Well, something that's infused with old world magic could mean a lot more to us than you're aware of.
I do agree, yeah. And not understanding this type of magic, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, dear.
You said soulmonger? What is soulmonger?
Well, I believe it is the object in which is causing this death curse. The soul concentration, or like a harbinger of past like withered creatures, those who have
Is-
cheated death. And
Is an item?
the assumption is that yes,
Oh.
or a something powers sort of drawn in around this area, and this is where my interest and concern with it comes. See, this affects the globe. The range that this magic has an effect is concerning, and my intention, if I'm to be honest, is I wish to obtain the object, for that I believe we can contain the curse and study the magic to develop some sort of protection or resistance or something to suppress its ability. In the concern that potentially one day someone might develop this into something that could drain all souls, if you understand my meaning.
So once you have developed, just say we were to obtain this item and hand this on, would this be something that you would destroy once you've learnt all you can from it to stop it being used?
That is my other intention, that if there is no other choice, that we destroy it. If we cannot control, restrict, or prevent this magic in any means, and she sort of instigates towards sort of like an object. It's like, we have anti-magic objects that don't seem to have an effect now, so I attempt to investigate further the degree of this magic to penetrate through such.
If we were able to get the
Can I
item,
do an
why
insight check?
don't we just destroy it on the spot?
Yes, you
If
can.
somebody could do it
Do
again.
you win? Yep. And she's like, and she turns to you and she's like, I do agree. Destruction I would prefer as a last resort, but this is my intention of being out here. I wish to study, to understand it better, to selfishly protect myself better, if that makes
To help
sense.
defend, against these sort of things in the future, because somebody else could create this again. I completely see your point. I rolled an 11.
Seems fairly truthful.
Can I just have a quick look around the room? Is there anything odd or just something that would stick out as a bit weird?
The actual room itself is very drab and miserable, essentially.
I was more referring to something that, like, just something that, that something like, that's not quite right. That's what I'm looking.
There's books. There's so there's a bookcase full of books. There's a couple of desks laying around with open books, and some have potions or like herbs present. You do see like a cage in the corner. Outside of that, nothing. Oh, and the only other thing is that there is and Moloch would be sort of a bit more understanding of what it is, a teleportation ring, as in a central circle in which you could recall to this location if you were to transcribe the markings.
Do I notice it?
You would, yeah. If you're all kind of like in the process of looking around at kind of like having a discussion, you would notice this ring.
I guess one more question: is there anything in the cage that I can see, or does it look like there was anything in the cage that would be iffy?
Three tall bookcases against the wall, a desk, several wooden crates standing in two open doorways into small chambers, and between them a large iron cage. Unless you think that's weird.
I mean, it's weird to have a cage in here, but I'll ignore that for now. All right. Back
I'm
to my
going
set.
to record the runes on the circle without even asking about it. Just go and do it.
Okay.
While he's kind of doing that, I turn to her and pull out the map that we were given.
Mm-hmm.
And I show her the map and what we've kind of explored. And I say, I'm assuming around here, we're trying to find some kind of knowledge about how this is playing together. We want to be informed as much as possible. But we believe there's something over here in the southwest side of this map. Do you know anything about this area?
In the moment that you pull out the map, there's a distinct change in her reaction. She sharpens up. She looks, her eyes widen, and she almost looks astounded at looking at the map. And she asks, "Where did you get this?"
This was a gift from the person who had hired us to better aid us in this.
She almost ignores looking at you and just directly starts looking at the map and investigating it and looking around at the areas and ascertaining where sort of she is and the landmarks in which she can see, but is now able to sort of actually make sort of an association.
Taking this in from my passive perception, I guess. Have you not left this stone?
Oh no, I've left many a time. I'm just this map is so detailed. There's nothing like it. I'm astonished that someone could gather and piece together something so detailed.
I think it was a combination of someone's life journey plus a few other people accommodating this. I would assume quite powerful as well.
I call out and say, weren't they selling those for like a copper in the port?
No. They had
Oh.
guides, but I don't think they're selling maps. The only thing they had was that book about all the different animals in this area.
Where the hell did we get the map from then?
Sindra Sylvain.
Let's start.
Is there anything else we should know about these undead, these unnatural?
She's still like listening, but just looking intently at this map. Both hands sort of like on it and sort of like fingering along. She's like, well, burning them. Obviously, the big thing is that though they might go down, they rise very easily and quickly. So they also travel in large hordes. The deeper into the jungle, and she kind of points to an area. I'll swap it over to the map so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
I want to ask her if she works with anyone else, or if she's totally alone. Like, does she have any outside of Schult, like magic contacts that she works with, or anything?
And still looking at the map, she's like, I have quite a number of magical affiliates. I have essentially my own teacher who instructs me in the ways of magic.
What's your teacher's name?
He prefers not to be named, and I would only do him respect by not naming him. Out of pure respect, not all get along with him. I hope you do understand. We're not affiliated to any particular magical entity, if you would. For the most part, we just study and investigate every nth degree of magic that we can. Pursuit of knowledge is the best way I could describe it.
Are you familiar with Sindra Sylvain?
She racks her brain, but the name does not sound familiar, no.
Never mind then.
Is she the one who provided you with this map? Is this who has hired you?
No, just someone I thought might know your teacher.
Quite magically gifted woman she was. You know, mages tend to pick.
Yes. Well, mages also tend to be, very hostile to each other in the pursuit of magic. Not all get along.
How do you fare in that environment? Are you willing to get along with other mages for the greater good, or?
I'm willing to equally share if someone has something of wealth that they wish to equally trade for something of mine, then I have no hostility towards it. If that's what you mean, but
Well, I'm just
I'm
wondering.
not in the act of charity. If
No, I understand that, but as I said, for the greater good, you can all work towards a common goal.
This is why I'm here. This is my mission.
And what kind of partnership were you talking about? Were you thinking, or they just want information in exchange for something?
What do you got to trade, woman?
She kind of smirks at the concept, and she's like, I obviously, and what she like out of the corner eye seeing you, she's like, obviously you were gifted in the arcane ways. I have maybe a number of spells or abilities that I might be able to pass on to you in exchange for service. The rest of you, I'm not sure what suits your fancy, but money or I would go as far to say I find it very difficult to think I could not offer as much as what you're already being offered.
So, what do you want us to do in exchange for prizes?
I would ask that if you are willing, again, I'm not 100% sure on what your original intention was, but if you manage to locate the Soulmonger, either informing myself or retrieving it and returning it to me, I would happily pay leaps and bounds in exchange for either the information if you cannot attain it, or even more if you can attain it and return it to me. You've
Okay,
already got
understandable.
you've already got my teleportation portal, so it makes it quite easy for you to travel back in time.
Did you add that, or was that already here?
I put this here, yes. This is my means of returning here when I go out and adventuring, because, I mean, I don't have a map like you guys do, and it's quite easy to get lost in the depths of Chult.
So we can get back here somehow?
I don't know if any of us can do that, and at the moment, I don't know how we could get back in contact with you without having to physically come back here. Unless you have a means of being able to contact you remotely.
Only we had a bird who could carry messages.
Well, I don't know about a bird, and she kind of goes over to one of her desks. She pulls out, she has a number of rolled scrolls sitting on the desk. She pulls out some separate paper, and she kind of turns to you. She's like, "If you give me some time, I'm sure I could, give you means to communicate through magic. It would be limited to one use only, but at least it would offer an open form of communication. And you're sorry, I've introduced myself, but I have no recollection of any of your names. May I ask who you all are? And
Oh, my name is
We are the.
Quinn?
Do we have a name for all of us?
No.
We are Moloch and the rest.
and I take that you are Moloch?
Yes, and this is the rest.
Moloch and the rest.
We are one
name is-
and the others.
My name is Cindy.
Cindy.
Yeah.
Is that with a C or a S?
A Z.
Zindi. Okay.
Frank.
Zindi, Moloch,
My name is Frank.
Frank. Insight check.
My surname is Sinatra.
I rolled. Well, you have to do deception.
Yeah, just give me a second.
It's actually pretty bad. I know it's not.
It's my deception's in like the negative, so
I rolled an 18 with a 9. It's an insight plus 9.
what the fuck?
She cast like a level 8 gateway, so she's going to be
No
like
way
almost
you can
max
beat
level.
that.
Yeah. I'm absolutely lying.
I got 19.
She looks at you and she's like, Frank, and just gives you this dull look of.
I'm just saying that nobody thinks Zindi over there is a bit weird either.
I mean, so you're saying his name isn't Zindi?
That was out of character.
Ah, okay.
No, my name is Frank.
Frank. Yep. Zindi
I'm
Moloch
not-
Frank.
Win said his name.
Win. And you my blue deer?
Toro.
Somebody
This
wake
this
up.
this is
Her
Jezebel.
name is Goro.
Coro
Oh, God damn it.
Jezebel.
Hey,
Okay.
Victor.
Look, I don't have any beds to rest in, but please, if you have means to camp out, use my space and rest. It's quite dark because it was late afternoon when you did encounter the troll, so it was getting dark already in the end of the day. Just like I encourage you all to rest, and by morning I should be done with some scrolls and stuff for you to take away on your venture.
Yeah.
If we are in agreement, I would definitely like to employ your services.
Well, like, can you make better use of those scrolls than a one-time use?
I'm gonna ask her if I can borrow some ink and whatnot.
She goes, yes, please help yourself. And you look, she has quite an abundance. She's like, while you're here, feel free to use, whatever you need.
I'm just gonna start transcribing silent image into my spellbook
Oh, are you?
because I have that scroll, I believe.
Yes, you do.
Excuse me, nice lady.
Yes, my dear.
Did you say you could give us what more than the main lady was going to give us?
I tend to
What was
find I
that?
usually can.
If I don't do what the main lady wants, my hands are gonna get cut off or something like that. Can you make that not happen?
More context might be advisable. By what means
He's
are you...
mad at me.
I could make her not mad at you.
Oh,
I tend to be quite persuasive.
okay. Maybe we can help you then. Maybe I can help you then. Okay.
I'm sure there is one way or another I can help you in that regard.
I like you. You're nice. And Caro turns around and just walks up.
All right.
When there's a kind of like a moment, I pull and because I do recall I have the ability to potentially send written messages to you. It will take some time for them to potentially get to you, as long as we're within about a day, I think, or 24 hours. So just be on the lookout for any birds that may come up to you, and just check to see if they have any messages, and then maybe then you can magically talk to us. At
Sounds like a viable option.
And I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but that gate, is there a limitation on how far you can cast that gate?
It's about 500 feet.
I see.
And she looks over and she pulls out one of the scrolls, and she's like, when you all are ready to leave, and she hands it to Malok, she's like, feel free to use this gate to get back down, unless you have your other means and you wish to save it. And she's given you now a scroll with the spell Arcane Gate on it.
Can I transcribe that?
You sure can.
it's not like a really high level spell.
He won't be able to use it, but he can add it to his book, I believe.
I think you can do it at like a potential penalty.
Yeah, I do need to read up on that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't think I can cast it because I won't have the spell
slot,
but
yeah.
I could potentially transcribe.
but I think you can use the scroll in place of it, which is why I think you could potentially cast it at like a heavy disadvantage.
Anyone can cast with the scroll. It's etched with magic.
Yeah, so if you transcribe it, we won't be able to use it.
Yeah,
So you can't then cast it.
What?
Because when you transcribe it, it actually destroys the scroll.
Yeah.
It goes into your book. But then you can't use your book to cast that high level spell.
Is there any other way to get?
It says yeah. Oh, sorry. You can copy a spell from your own spell book to another, or from it to your own if you're a high enough level to cast it. So no, say you can't go.
So he's got to hold on to it.
Yeah,
So can I copy the scroll into my book and then I can make another scroll from the book?
No, because you can't cast it.
No, because you can't. and
If you can
copy
cast the
it.
spell.
If I was high enough level.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
But it takes time and the value in which like ink and parchment to be able to create the scroll.
300
Yeah.
gold worth.
That's why I'm gonna steal all that fucking ink she's got.
Choices are choices.
Would you mind if I took a large amount of ink from you? I'm all out and we're in the middle of a jungle.
How much? How much does it cost?
I would advise that ink and parchment out in the moist terrain doesn't survive the best. This isn't element proof, but if you wish to come back and use my chambers to scribe whenever you want, I'm more than happy for you to do that.
That's a good idea. I'll do that.
Could we get a
Alright, let's go.
spare scroll to help us get back down? So my friend here might be able to copy it when he's less dumb.
As a jest of good favor on our new partnership, I'm assuming that we're all.
I like the idea of creating a ward against this kind of magic if possible. So I would prefer to return it to you. And I think our person who's hired us doesn't necessarily want to know it. She just wants it stopped as soon as possible. So as long as she's got the guarantee that it's stopped, that will be preserved. And yeah.
I do assure you that that's my main intention, to stop this.
Look, I'm going to be frank with you right now.
How funny that your name is Frank.
Indeed.
Frank is
He's
being
always
Frank.
been frank with me.
Look,
Mm.
you seem like... Sorry, let me... You seem like you... I'm struggling today. You seem like you want to do good. But you also seem fairly powerful, so it does concern me that if you haven't been able to find it deep in there, why do you think we can?
It's only one person.
One fucking strong person, if that spell tells me anything.
There's still days of travel roaming around, and don't get me wrong, but you're not the first lot of people I've hired out to search and gather information. You're not the only ones that I have offered significant reward to. I'm just trying to build my capacity to achieving my goal as much as possible.
And how many have you heard from since you've hired them?
Some have provided information, not useful information, but information regardless.
It's understandable. You don't like to get your hands dirty.
I do have a question. If this is an item, is this something that we want to touch, or is this something we need to kind of like hold at an arm's length?
Is it still touching it if you're holding it at an arm's length?
Like as in
Yeah,
it's
the box,
attached to
yeah.
something else, like on a stick.
Your
you
guess
know.
is as good as mine. I have no more or less information than you, so
Do you have a box or something that could contain it, so we could put it in?
well, this is my dilemma. I have things that I can cast and open in separate dimensions to put it in to separate it, but I need to cast it to do so. I can't give you my magic to do so.
Could you
Then you shall come with us then.
get to us potentially if
Yes.
requested?
I have means. If you can provide a location, I can get to you fairly expediently.
Can you potentially see us from a distance or something like that
Yes.
to know where we are?
Yes.
Can you please stop watching me in my tent?
This will be
See?
the first and only time, I promise you.
Okay. So if we do find it and maybe clear it, I say maybe we don't touch it and just employ your, knowledge around this arcane to maybe deal with it.
this might be a good time to point out that quiver that we found in that cave. It seems to be magical, and I could possibly put it into my quiver.
Quiver?
Yes.
Also
And
be
you
a
could
bad
shoot.
thing,
You could shoot the death curse at someone.
No, as in like my quiver has a little pocket that I can put things in.
Oh, it has a pocket dimension. How big an item can it take?
2 pounds.
It's not a whole lot.
That's not a lot.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Mid-sized compartment.
So it could take something maybe handheld like that, potentially.
Magic interacting with other types of magic could go pear-shaped, if you know what I'm saying.
He is correct. Could be dangerous. I
As I said, I'd rather not touch it and just have you come to it
and I'm
if it's safe.
I am more than happy for that transaction and level of understanding to occur.
Okay. I think that's. What do you guys think of that?
So point
Does
us in the direction. Which way do we go, lady?
Well, I think it's southwest, but
But what does she think it is?
By the sounds of it, you have a better hunch than I do. May I ask where you're heading, or your intended location?
southwest. We don't really have a heading. I think it's.
It's a serpent city.
And I kind of point out where we were on the map, and where we were shown by who was it? What was that person named? Sylvana or whatever her name's.
I don't know. Do you know their names?
No.
I
We were,
don't
know.
we were told which way to go
Syndra.
by a local. We were
S-
told which way to go by a local.
I'm not necessarily saying this, but I kind of just we were told that we were it was kind of centralized around this area and pointing to the southwest area of the map where we were told last.
And I tell her about the city it's meant to be in, with the serpent people and all that shit.
So you're talking about Omu.
Is that what it's called?
Did we know about that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah,
Somebody told us about
we're told about it at one of the camps.
That's why we're going that way.
Well, I wasn't in
The-
the camp, so I tuned out. I'm sorry.
The guys that led us to vengeance, they said it.
I
I wasn't there though.
I will say you're not the only party I've sent out to Omu. And have not
Is
Is
heard
that where
much
you
back.
believe it to be?
So they haven't returned?
I personally haven't found Omu. There's hunches and hints to its location, near the giant sort of 3-tiered volcanoes, and in between, like in the crest of a valley, there lies a hidden city. I've flown around the area, and I can't actively say that there's much that I've been able to locate.
So it's at least in some kind of mountain range, in a valley of a mountain range.
I do know that the general region you're pointing to sounds similar to what I've read, but I personally not been there nor investigated it, so I can't offer any more guidance than what I guess you already know.
When
Okay.
you were there, why didn't you just fly down and have a look?
But you didn't see anything.
You realize the vastness of the area we're talking about here.
Not particularly.
It takes like a day to move a tile, man.
What's a tile?
Why doesn't last time?
This
Alright
is
then.
my whole reason for sending lots out. There's an expansive, deep jungle to investigate, and there's no guarantee that this is the location.
It sounds like we're in agreement.
We're
I
all
think we
following
should get
rumor
some
and
rest.
hunches.
Did you you seem very interested in this map. Did you want to try and take some form of copy for yourself
That
to assist other adventurers? I think this is probably the more knowledge out there, the faster this will get resolved.
I will 100% take you up on that offer.
Just the map, but I don't kind of leave it out of my sight. I just kind of let her pour over it and whatever.
Okay. Any more questions?
As I
Let's
said,
move
I
on.
think we're in agreement that this will be a good partnership. we should get some rest and get moving.
I agree. And with that, she sort of turns, goes over to one of the desks and starts pulling parchment out and sort of inscribing magic onto the parchment, as well as at some stage attempting to copy and make a replica of the map that you've shown her. So it is nighttime, so you guys can either or choose to rest or choose to do a picket. It's up to you.
Maybe we should still be cautious and take turns.
Do you normally need to watch for any flying beasts coming in here, or is it fairly?
I've never had any issues apart from what I've brought back, but
I mean,
I think
you
we'll
never,
be alright for once.
you never know. And I'm like doing this one.
Oh, okay. I point my nose.
Well, I'm done for the day, so I'll take a nap.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I'll
buggered.
see you
too. I
guys in the morning.
I'll take first watch.
Yay.
I'm not watching it all. I'm just going to sleep. I'm tired.
I'm still hurt, so I'm crashing.
Valinja, do you have a bed or somewhere I could crash?
No bed, sorry, I'm an elf. I don't sleep.
The hell kind of...
We meditate, and I just meditate at my desk as I need.
I'm
Just
just
need
going
a stool. Yeah, some place to sit is nice.
I say you
I'll
never
drop my
see
band roll.
dwarves, eh?
I'm going to near this stump. I'm going to lay on that stump as a pillow.
It's not actually a stump, it's the root going up through into the tree above. It just looks like it's cut off.
Alright. Actually, that's one thing I wanted to do. Can I go up to the root? And I'm just going to use my druid craft just to see if this tree is actually alive.
It's alive, kind of. The roots are.
Can you make it grow?
I don't know if I can necessarily make it grow. I need a high level spell for that. I think
Can you
next
apply
level I could
CPR to the heart?
not right now.
But
Damn it. What if we give it an electrical shock?
It's a good thing the turtles.
I'm
are
going to
asleep,
sleep. You
otherwise
guys
we
can
might
do
be
what the
trying to
fuck you
bite into
want.
this rock.
What?
I said it's a good thing the turtle's asleep, otherwise he might be trying to bite into this rock.
Turtle
No,
still
good.
wants back.
The heart destroyer. I forgot about him.
Pizza must have arrived or something.
You know, if you run out of food, I have heard turtle soup's quite good.
Hold on,
We
what?
haven't run out of food yet. I've been able to sustain us all.
I
What?
know, but at this point, the donkey's more useful than the turtle.
What? Hold on. What did she say that she was going to give us in return for information?
Money.
Basically the same we've been offered, if not more. Probably more.
Yeah,
Ooh,
And we can do both because
the
the other person doesn't want the item. I don't believe she just wants to stop. This person wants the item, so we get both.
Sweet.
Ooh, double dipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Double tap.
Alright, yeah, long rest.
long rest. Next day. Where go? Roll.
As in win
Who
roll?
rolls? I'll roll. I rolled a 6.
You are lost.
I was going to say guidance and all the things, but someone.
We're in the open plain.
The dwarf
and we
just
have
jumps. He free
We
falls.
have a massive floating heart as reference. I don't think we can really get that lost. Right?
Let me, because of the height, there are some landmarks that you might see.
No, we get some scrolls there, so like I'm sure we get like a message scroll or something. Sending scroll.
Yeah, sure. Let's have a look. What was I going to do that for?
Well, it all goes to Sa, I think.
Oh, goes to Message is a cantrip.
Convenient.
Just a
A
question.
message only short distance though. I think you need to use
Just a
sending.
question. If Koro cast levitate on herself and we all tied a rope to her and held on to her, what would happen?
We'd probably break her in half. We weigh quite a bit collectively.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be able to still float with the weight of it.
Who is she?
It.
I mean,
Hey!
Well,
They!
it.
Mm-hmm. I'll
they?
remember that.
The thing.
S/He is what I said.
I'm just joking. They don't even know enough to even think about it. So.
Look, at this point here, to be honest, Victor probably would have just assumed one gender. It's not like he's looked down Coro's pants to check, and Coro's like right in the middle, so it's really hard to
I think you flip flop between the two. It's hilarious.
like pretty fucking consistently this campaign. Yes, I'm flip.
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's put you guys back on the ground. TPK avoided.
The fuck was that?
That was Victor falling off the side and on the ground.
Another highlight we'll have of our forever.
I didn't know that someone could make that high pitched of a noise. My ears.
Can you make that noise next time you blow that?
I don't have it.
It's almost as ear piercing.
Bollock's got it.
You're gonna be deafening the crowd that we have of 10 viewers.
Sounds like that shape that they put with that with the Taylor Swift.
Oh, the
song.
Taylor Swift. I knew you were in trouble when you walked in.
Oh my god. Alright. Traveling.
6.
Yeah, you lost.
All right, what are we
Cool.
doing? Rolling for movement.
Can I try and guide him going wrong?
Absolutely not. I've already rolled.
He's going.
Wait,
Okay.
where are all the zombies gone?
So, the morning
yeah, roll
comes. Does anyone do anything in the morning before we?
Zombies. I put my clothes back on again.
Did you even take them off? You keep putting these clothes on that you never take off.
They're always off, yeah. It's just, much like we assume
Always.
we make good
Always.
berries every day, assume he sleeps like in just his underwear.
Okay. And back onto a different layer. Ah, da, 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 da.
If we go backwards, you're not rolling again.
Alright,
I can't even see this on the map. Or it's fuck up.
he got you guys lost.
Sar, did you fuck up?
Yes. He didn't let me roll for survival.
Warlock never fucks up. What are you talking about? So where
That's
are
gonna
we?
be, well, like, where the fuck are we?
That's a good question.
You don't know.
We
Let's
are
take a
in
rest.
an
It's been a
open
long
plain.
day.
How did you get us lost?
It's been a long day. Let's take a
Wait
rest.
a second.
It's not.
We've just rested. We've just fucked
I
up.
can't keep up with you. Wait.
Well, we've been technically walking for the whole day if we're lost, right?
Oh wow.
Oh god.
We're running into a T-Rex. Goodbye, June. Sacrificial.
Oh,
June.
by the way,
What? June's dead.
just to make
By
it
the way-
really difficult for you all, that's level 5. After that long
Woo.
rest.
Oh, are you fucking serious now?
Oh,
Level up now, quick. Everyone, fix your levels.
Yeah.
Yay!
We better do it, otherwise this thing's about to kick our ass.
That was the landmark for level 5, the finish of that. So
Fireball or
You don't get either, because you're not really a level 5. You're a level 1 and a 4.
oh crap! No, I get it. You know.
No, only at level 5, I believe. I
An
could be
actual
wrong.
level 5. Beck,
Yes?
high five for stunning strikes. Let's
Yes!
ruin Yar's campaign.
3 T-Rexes come out of the.
Stun 1, stun 2, stun 3, and run like the wind.
Alright.
Not the one.
I've never seen it in books.
Where did that go? Ooh, okay. This is an interesting one.
No, no.
3 T-Rexes.
Haven't even read this encounter. By the
Well, I
way, you
can't
encounter
take a
stuff.
seat. So I can't take a
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, who? What?
No, you're not allowed to have a feat. It has to be an ASI.
Yeah.
What if it's a feat that has ASI increase?
No.
What?
That was the trade-off. You get the free feat, so you choose ASI as the level 4. Remember? Do you remember this? Do you remember this discussion that we had? No double dipping on feats, so everyone gets a stat boost and a feat.
Yeah.
I got a +9 to hit now, baby.
Yeah, this is the point. You get a bit of a stat, and you got that free feat already.
Yeah.
+7, and now I hit
Where are
twice.
we?
Now I hit
What do we
twice.
do? Go
Oh, thank you, godly.
Spectre.
Oh, this is sick. Like every attack, I hit twice. I hit 4 times a turn.
Great.
Okay.
4 times? Oh, yeah, 4 times.
Yeah, with a flurry. Yeah.
So, the day starts. You guys prep, do your thing, level up after the hard,
Do your thing.
and then
Hey, I
Dimension-
do get 3rd level spell slots. Fuck you guys.
Grand.
Does he really? That doesn't seem right. You're not supposed to have a level 4.
But my classes are all caster, so I still get the spell slots. Fuck you.
Ah, nice.
I want you to have spells, buddy.
Yeah, no, that's good. I just didn't think it was the case. Sorry, you go.
So you get Dimension Door down, and as you're looking down, it's looking a bit like a war zone from where you've come. There's a lot of corpses lying around of what were living creatures. You get moved to where it looks quiet, and this doesn't look like there's anything going on during the day. And as you get into whatever part of the jungle you're sort of coming across, you come across like this encampment, similar to the one you saw, but more humanoid-esque, with 4 looks like fairly recently deceased humans lying, like local Chilton humans lying sort of dead. You guys are, say that you see the camp again, like another 100 feet away, that you can see that there are people over there. What do you do?
Can I check for traps?
roll just perception, because you're looking around in the general area.
Perception's +6. That's a 9, so 15.
No traps.
I hold an
I don't see
attack
traps.
action.
Holding action.
Actually,
Yes.
can I stealth instead?
Stealthing. Yep, roll a stealth check.
I want to do a perception on the area to see if there's anything lying in wait if I can.
Can't. Oh, roll perception.
I'm putting guidance on this.
Oh, 26.
26
got
to
it.
stealth. Okay.
And I got a 18 for perception.
Okay. Perception-wise, you can have a thorough look at the camp, and you look at the corpses. They don't look like they're reanimated undead by any means. They look like just pure deceased humans. You're looking around for anything else that could be present, but there's no signs of it. You can see sort of claw marks and like fresh wounds. Like these people maybe died in the last 24 hours, potentially by whatever horde was drawn in from the horn, and maybe they were traveling in the same direction of the horn that you guys blew.
Can I search them? See if there's anything of value on their bodies?
All right, so you're going to go into the camp and search them?
Well, I'm committed to this now, aren't I? Yes.
Alrighty.
What's the weather doing? Yeah.
It's nice and sunny.
Oh, that sounds ominous.
Alright, so roll your investigation check.
Natural 20.
Natural
So that's a 20. So that's a 20.
So you rifle through their gear. Does that come up for you guys still?
It says random loot encounter. None.
rifle through their gear, you look for anything useful, and everything is just either been destroyed or has been used. Their bags are almost pretty much empty. What's everyone else doing?
Am I supposed to be looking at a map of the camp now? Because I just see the big world map.
Yeah, I'm setting up a map, so...
Oh, okay. Sorry, just make sure my things work. Sorry. Continue, everyone.
So is everyone in the... Like, give me a rough visual of where everyone's positioning now that Victor's sort of run into this smallish encampment. Something that you guys would normally sort of fill. Are you in with him, or are you hanging back? I know Dagoth's hanging back, stealthing.
I'm wherever Win is.
Win, yep. Where's
I
Win?
move up.
I'm probably not completely entering the camp, so I'll probably kind of... I'll accompany Victor, but I'll be maybe like 10, 15 feet off from him.
Actually, I'll be with Victor. It makes more sense.
And you're with Victor, and Malok's with Victor.
But I'm just keeping an active perception on the horizon while he's looking
Alright.
through shit.
So, as Victor's sort of like rifling through the stuff, the sort of the ground starts to sort of mist ever so slightly around sort of like the corpses. And everyone's aware of it really quickly and sort of becomes sort of aware. And as this happens, 4 sort of spectral beings sort of just like come up from the ground, surrounding Victor, Coro, and Malok, as they were pretty much inside the camp. So there's 4 specters, and everyone roll initiative.
Can I, before we do that, can I just maneuver so the 3 of us are standing in like a triangle back to back, sort of staring around us? Like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like all 3 of us are standing like back to back, facing outwards, so there's nothing that's around us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's about as close as we can do. Yeah, good. Thanks, yeah. So initiative.
You're not in the square. Yep, so everyone roll initiative.
Can you put the thing up, please?
You're a thing.
You're a thing.
That was a ding.
Your mum's a thing.
20.
Wow.
3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone get that? Get that good. Don't even have to ask initiative anymore. This is great. Why didn't we do this from the start?
Yeah, how good is it?
Yeah.
So much easier.
Fill in your own initiative.
Jesus, Ray.
Yeah, I know.
My 18 was good.
Alright, and Baron.
So wait, these guys look hostile, right?
So, the first thing you start to see is just the spirits come up from this fog that's sort of like built up around the encampment. Everyone's like gone to alert. No one gets a surprise around because they're almost surprising you. But yep. So first up is Dagoth. What are you doing? Let's get some combat music, eh?
Do they look hostile to me?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh.
Yeah, they fucking look hostile.
All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna step back a little bit, and I'm stealthed still, right? Oh, it doesn't matter, I suppose.
That's really shoot, really.
It's still stealthed. What's a good combat song?
Welcome to the jungle. Actually, don't do that. That'll get you demonetized.
It always does anyway.
My movement is funny.
That's fine.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot at that one.
That one? That one? That's Win. Everyone's just digging. That
The
one.
one that kind of.
$24 to hit.
24 hits. Roll damage.
$24.
24 piercing damage.
Yep.
24. It's 12. So as you pull back on the bow and take your shot, you watch as like your arrow flies towards the creature and hits the semi-spectral being, and also just like falls out of it at the same time. It kind of hisses and turns to face your direction, but that's yep. Is that the end of turn, Ray?
Yeah.
Alright. Victor, you're up.
Alright, I guess the one closest to me, right above me, I'll get my stick out and just like wallop it downwards on the head.
Alright.
16 plus
16 hits.
Alright, I will I'll do my D8. That's 7 plus. Where's my sheet gone? I think it's 7 plus 4, so it's 11, and let's try a stunning strike.
Bludgeoning, yeah?
It's a cane, so I'd assume so.
Cool.
Yeah, it's bludgeoning. And yeah, stunning strikes a constitution save of 14.
Con save 40. That is a 19.
I'll hit it again. That's even more than the last one was, 17 plus.
Yep.
Let's stunning strike it again, and that's 6 damage.
6 damage. And another con. That's another 19.
I'm just gonna flip my thing behind it and just give it an uppercut to the chin, just a single bonus attack. 7 plus 7, I think, 14.
14 hits.
Yeah, that's right. And I will not stunning strike this one. Where's my d6? 3 plus 4 is 7 damage.
7 points of damage. Alright. Again, you notice as you're hitting this creature, like you're making a little bit of contact, and then like you're kind of going through it, and your fists are like sliding in through the creature.
I'm just gonna say something like, I don't think physical attacks are working on these things, and that's my turn.
Alright, Win, you're up.
Now, are these like ghosts sort of things, ethereal creatures?
They look like it, yeah.
Okay.
They're not corporeal, in a sense. They're, ethereal, sort of magical presence.
Gotcha.
You can half see through them.
All right. Well, I blink my eyes, and when they open, they turn kind of like a smoky white, and I put my hand up towards the sky, and then you just see this cloud appears in a 60-foot radius above me, and I also cast bonus action for my unicorn. And I'm going to cast at level 3 Call Lightning.
Call lightning.
Yeah, so it's a 60-foot radius of where I point to it. So a 60-foot cloud appears above.
Okay. Where's the smog cloud? Let's use that. Let's use that cloud. Give that to Win. You should be able to move that. So 60-foot radius.
Yeah, so this is just clouds above us, so you're not being obscured by it, everyone. So just so you know. 60-foot sphere.
I need to check. Yeah. Is that the end of your turn? I'll check.
Oh no, well it does damage, so I point at the guy standing by himself.
This one?
Yeah, I can't click on that because it's going to click my... yeah, that one.
Yep.
And it's got to do a deck save.
Deck save of?
15.
It's a 14.
Okay, so it takes 18 lightning damage. So bolt of lightning comes out and strikes it. Anyone even within 5 feet does get hit, but no one is, so it's all good.
18 damage. The lightning seems to sort of course through it and then sort of hit the ground and like disperse.
Did it feel like it took damage from that?
I don't know. Can you feel for the creature?
No, but did it look irritated as lightning went through it?
I mean, the creature's angry already, but you just can see the lightning course through it. So
Okay. Like a little bit of spark goes over it.
is that the
Okay.
end of your turn?
Yeah, it's my number 2. I might back up slightly.
Alright.
I cast Protection from Evil and Good, and that's my turn.
Alright. Karo.
Alright. Oh boy. Can I hit that one there?
Yeah.
I can really see the squares through the fog now.
Oh.
Is that
You can
close enough?
reduce the opacity to make it almost invisible if you like.
Well, yeah, I'll just do my standard. Holding dagger in defensive position and full round of attacks, which is now 2, and then flurry of blows.
Alright. Go nuts.
13 to hit.
13 hits.
All right. Oh, I think dice have changed. Please hold. 6 damage on the first.
The same thing. Your blows kind of impact for a second and then sort of like pass through.
Does it look like it reacts at all to the hit?
There's a small reaction.
Yeah. Okay. Resistance. I will. I get the idea. Like if they're not responding at all, I don't know. But at least if I can see that they're taking something. 12 plus 7, 19 to hit.
19 hits.
8 damage on that one.
8 damage. You see its form sort of like flutter as you're sort of hitting it.
25 to hit.
Nah, it misses.
10 damage on that one.
10 damage. And with that last blow, as you like hit it, the essence of like what's existing just almost like disintegrates around your fist, and just like implodes into like just sparkling dust and like falls to the
Oh.
ground.
Cool.
It's pretty.
I got one.
shiny.
Next.
And it's
And I'll take my
shiny as it's like fluttering.
Oh shit! Is it actually?
Yes.
Where's my other dice? No, I resist it. All right, I'll go over to this one over and do my last attack on that.
Yep.
Look at that perfect diamond we are with the unicorn.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good
22
formation.
to hit,
Yep.
and then that's just 5 damage. That was it. That was a 1. Hey, Aaron, drink.
Alright. Wow, you guys are making short work of these.
And then I'm in defensive form, as always.
Alright, so first, second, third, Malok, Victor, Koro. They're all just going to use their one sort of like life-draining attack. Their hands are going to like go out, and their hands are going to try and go in through and like grab into your chest.
Into whose?
So there's... the first is for Malok, the second Victor, and then the third is Koro. And I don't know why I did a fourth one. But A
That's
22.
two crits.
Yeah, so a 22 for Malok to hit.
Shield.
Alright, so
I
cast
thought,
Oh,
it was,
actually-
I thought it was Victor Malokaro, or did you say
No,
Malok? Victor?
Malok, Victor Koro.
Gotcha. Okay, that's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's disadvantage because of my thing. 18 is my thing, so I'll use my reaction to do +2 to my AC.
Isn't shield a reaction?
Yeah, I'm not shielding. I'm using my war mage reaction to do +2. So my AC is 20 for that attack.
Alright, so that doesn't do anything?
What? The attack's 22.
Yeah, I had disadvantage because I cast my thing on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So it's the 18, sorry, yeah, correct. So yeah, 24 crit on you, Victor.
So is that 14 doubled, or is that 14 already doubled?
Good question. That is, it's the 14 has already been doubled. So
So it's 23 damage.
yes.
Yeah, that's all good. Just make sure.
And you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
No, for the damage,
wait.
it does it twice. Yeah, it's got 14 and 9 because of a crit.
Yeah. No. The
No.
the 9's the necrotic. That's the second part of its life drain effect.
No, but if you look at mine, because it wasn't a crit, I only got 7 damage, whereas the other two rolled crits, so they have the 2 damage. And the
Oh.
fourth
Oh, yeah, I
one
see, yeah.
wasn't a crit.
Oh,
it was
so
a
it's actually,
natural, and I only got 8.
23 damage.
Yep.
Oh, so that's fine. That's what I do. It's
That's-
23 necrotic
yeah,
damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I rolled an 11 plus 2.
So that saves. So the
13.
target must succeed in con saving. Reduced by.
Ooh, fuck. Glad I dodged that.
Wow. Okay. Yep. And Koro.
Yeah.
So it's 22 points of damage.
And then what was the con save?
Con save.
13.
So it saves. So what it does is if you do fail that con save, you can't actually be healed back up because your maximum points drop by half the damage you take. So your effective total, regardless of healing, won't go any higher.
But that doesn't happen. We're fine.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Okay, and that is the end of their turn. Next up is Dagoth. Sorry, I double-clicked again.
I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna use my arcane piercing arrow
Yep.
with my sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Still, the only thing is it says I don't make an attack roll. It's a dex save instead for the creatures. Dex save of 11.
Okay.
And so it's a 1 foot wide in a 30-foot line, 30 feet long, and every creature in that takes the damage, including an extra 1d6 as well.
So the first one misses, the second one succeeds.
What? Every creature within range of what takes 1d6?
A line, basically. Everything he shoots in a line. So he's hitting
Oh.
both perspectives.
Every creature in the 30-foot line and 1 foot wide.
Yeah, so he's shot through them both, basically. It's a piercing arrow.
But because of the dex save, it only hits the first one, right?
Yeah.
Cool. What sort of damage? Arcane.
Yeah.
Because they've got a lot of resistances, I'm just trying to make sure I'm capturing them. What's your damage
I
rate?
think so. Sorry. 10, 15, 25. 25, I believe.
25. Alright. So the arcane arrow penetrates through and disintegrates the first one, but the second one manages to dodge out of the way of it.
Disintegrates.
Say again?
Noise. Disintegrates.
It does, yep. Alright. Victor.
I'll just get my staff out and swing it sort of upwards through its body. That's a 17 plus. That's going to hit.
Yep.
And that's 6 plus 4, 10 damage.
Again, it starts to sort of like flutter, not sort of instigating pain, but just like not seeming as sort of like as formed as it was.
And I'll hit it again. That's 7 plus 14.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to hit these things, does it?
I mean,
That's 6 damage.
6 damage. Oof. You see as it's starting to like disintegrate around you, but it's still holding its form.
Alright, oh fuck it. Flurry of blows. 8 plus, so 15, so I know that hits already. That's 8 damage.
8 damage. That hit just turns into like sparkles again at the front of you.
Alright, and as that one disintegrates, he's going to do a monk shit. He's going to stand from where he knocked it out, and he's going to do like a backwards, it's called like the backflip where you put your hands around. Backflip, jump, and do a backwards elbow to the one there. So he's standing backwards, just threw an elbow behind him.
Oh, fuck.
And missed with a nat 2. So 9. I don't need 9 hits.
Could have just said I'm gonna attack the other guy, but okay.
A little bit of flair, sir. It's not just. I'm not just standing there.
Hiya!
fucking
Right, Win, you're up.
Alright,
I want sound effects next time you're going to do monk shit.
Alright, I move to the left here to get better line of sight. I use my action to cast Produce Flame and shoot it out. I rolled a 22 to hit,
Yeah, it hits.
and I do 5 damage.
Type of damage? Fire?
5 damage, yeah. And as my bonus action, I'm going to heal Koro. Level 2 healing word. So that's 14. You get healed 14 back
Thank
for
you.
Koro. And everybody else gets 5 hit points if they're down. Yeah, everybody.
Con 14 save.
Con 14. Con 15. Ha!
That's
Wait,
my
so
turn.
just for you, watch this video.
No.
Just fucking.
That's my turn.
Koro, you're up.
Alright.
Hiya!
So watch the
I'm
first 14 seconds. That's what he was doing.
I'm gonna whack it.
Whack it
Oh,
all.
hang on. Are the sparkles still in the air from the things that died?
No, they dropped to the ground.
Okay. I'm a
Unless you
whack
want to
it.
go pick them up from the ground.
Are they visible on the ground?
No, they've disintegrated.
Okay, I'm gonna whack this.
But you
Because
can
I
go
rolled a
looking for it
3,
if you
so I
want.
would have failed. Okay.
So the first one, because you're still kind of looking for sparkles, and then you got a crit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
And then you want to see more sparkles, so you're like, if I hit it hard enough, it will pop. Did
You made her laugh
did
as she
you-
coughed.
Did you just die? Did I just crit you? I think I just crit you.
You're doing psychic damage to her.
Ah!
I inhaled too fast with excitement. It's a pinata! Oh shit, alright.
That was a real crit.
12 damage on the first hit.
It's it's still there.
Is it still alive?
Yep.
Oh, that's a natural 19, so that definitely hits. Man, these ones. What, Aaron, drink? That's 5 damage. Flurry of blows. Assuming it's still alive.
Yep.
So 16, 23
Damage.
to hit.
Oh, yeah.
To hit. Oh, geez, another 5
One
damage.
strong fist.
Ooh.
75.
Oh, no, this hit before. 16.
16 hits, yeah. You got an arm class at 12.
And then 9 damage on that one.
And another 4. Still no pinata. It is looking less visible, but it still exists. Oh, I deleted the one. They were going last anyway. So, it is watching Victor do all these flippy, floppy, weird stuff. This creature's just gonna like latch out and try and life drain him. Reaching
There's a
out
visual stimulus in the chat.
and
He
7.
misses.
Yeah, he misses. Because all of the flipping was wigging in and out, so...
Well, as he goes to hit me, I'm just going to do one more. Just flip on the spot so his hand goes over me.
Alright. Next up, Eos de Guth.
Alright. Seeing that
You guys need to spread out more.
that
There's range
Victor is doing flips, I'm gonna do like a backflip before I take a shot.
You can do a backflip before you take a shot. Alright. Everyone's starting to do flippy stuff. Alright, let's do it.
Do you want me to make a roll or anything for that or no? Just back.
Nah, I trust you're a capable backflippist.
But
Alright,
catchphrase
stop.
arrow.
Sharpshoot as well. 15 to hit.
That...
I ignore cover.
Oh, yeah. No...
Oh,
I-
actually,
Yeah, you do, because sharpshooter. Yeah, never mind. Yep, that hits. Correct. That man is correct. Wrong. 3/4 cover, you do, yeah.
22.
And how do you want to do it?
Oh,
Hey.
it's just gonna like pass through all the guys and then straight into the creature.
So you watch Victor doing like all this flip stuff, and he's like, "Ah, fuck this! I can do better." And you like pull like back on your bow, and you're like, oh, and you yell out to him as like he's just dodged this attack, and you're like, "Oh, watch this, fuckwit!" You jump up and like do this like wicked like half sort of like you've got your back to him, and you turn and do like a 180 as you do the flip, and then like before you land, sort of like launch, and it just like slings past like Malok's head. And just like bursts into sparkles in front of Koro, who's like in the middle of like punching it, and then like land with like this grace. And even though you don't have the cape anymore, this like little effect like occurs as you land in Remnants.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Sick ass.
Is that time as well? It's 10:35.
Oh, it is. How about that for timing? Well, I guess we can call it there.
Should we all...
Travel for the rest of the day, and rest. I'll say you run away from the ghoul pack that was on the cusp of coming out.
We can wait here.
What the
No,
fuck?
yeah, we'll wait here. Do it next time.
Do we know where we are, or we can figure that out next time?
You still don't know. You are
Okay.
lost.
God damn it, sir.
I just want to say one quick thing to everyone. If just so you know, guys, if I call my lightning cloud, if we can put some distance between them, because it hits everyone within close range. Just so you guys know how it works.
What was that, guys? That guys that look, were they banshees, guys? Does anyone know?
I heard an old story about ghosts.
I saw something that looked similar to that.
Was there Sorry, go on.
some kind of. I saw something similar to that, and I think I remember.
Lawrence,
they-
you're
they-
awake.
Hey, hey, Banshee.
Okay.
Thanks for your help,
Um,
dickhead.
Would they be potentially the spirits of the people who were dead around here? Was there 4 dead people or just 3?
There were 4.
This is probably. Maybe these people got turned into them. Through some unsightly magic.
This whole damn thing's getting weirder and weirder.
By the way, where are we? Moloch, you've been leading the charge. Do you even know where we go? We're meant to be heading south west.
That's the way we're going.
And as you guys are talking, this horrendous smell is like wafting through the entire group.
Oh,
Come
come on.
You need to wash your beard.
Oh, god damn it.
And we'll stop there.
Cool.
Free spray.
Thank ya.
Oh,
Good work, old.
Thanks, yeah.
Level 5's fun.
you guys are going to do some damage now.
Thanks, y'all. Yeah, I'm loving the sharpshooter, man.
Fuck yeah. Sharpshooter's boss.
Fucking sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter, great weapon master. Same basic idea, but it's so deadly. Especially the lower you level, the more deadly it is, really.
Well, I mean, even when you combine it with multiple attacks, like archery and stuff, it still holds weight. Like,
Yeah, piercing arrow, man. But the dex is pretty low. Dex save is pretty low, but still.
Well, I always thought it was useful for back when I was Giendo. It was good for him, that style of ability, because I would do it on the Polar Master attack, the 4, because like it does fuck all damage, so it doesn't matter if it misses. But I might as well do it, get some good damage.
well, with like Beck, who was using the fighter and like the hand crossbow with like crossbow expert and sharpshooter, you like the trade off is like 13 damage as a minimum on 3 hits as long as you hit. So there's,
Yeah.
39 damage
Damage.
off the bat without rolling anything. Like that's a decent hit for level 5.
Though to be
Yep.
fair, a neg 5 is fairly, like, it can be fairly debilitating to your
Yeah.
attacks.
You're still
Not
getting
now.
a +3, like, yeah.
I,
plus 3,
I got
plus 4.
Yeah. If you got +9,
Yeah, that's pretty good. I got
and then I
+7
think
now.
if you max it out, it becomes +11. Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Yeah.
But the enemies start getting higher ACs and shit as well. So
Yeah, that's when you don't use it.
A lot of this stuff is like beast-ish, so there's not a lot of high ACs out in the wild.
fuck, my dex saving throw is good. +7.
Oh, thanks for the first session back, guys. That was
Thanks,
Oh,
guys.
thanks, yeah, that was awesome.
I didn't
It's
kill
good
you
to
all.
have fun.
How disappointing.
It's
Fucking tried.
Nah.
Are we trying to? Are we supposed to? Are we healing up? Yeah. Or are we staying as we are?
It's still like it's just instantaneous post combat, middle of the day.
Okay, that's all good. Just
Because I technically rolled 3 encounters for that day.
oh,
It doesn't
Or-
mean 3 battle encounters. It just means 3 potential encounters. So
that's bad. God damn it, sir. Once again, god damn it, sir.
Can we have taken a... Oh no, we got a bad smell. Whatever is happening here, so probably not.
one farted.
ooh, what happened, Beck? What got deleted?
Oh, somebody came in and said, want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on followerbot.
But.
Yeah. That video I threw in there of the Power Rangers movie, what you see them start doing at 7 seconds in is exactly what I imagine Victor doing.
What are you talking about?
In the chat in general, I put a YouTube video from the Power Rangers movie, and it's like I said, at 7 seconds in, that's what I imagine Victor doing between the 2 enemies.
Is that the same one where he goes right behind you, Kimberly?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Right behind you, Kimberly. That's what Victor did, but he jumped out of it with an elbow and missed.
where'd you post that up?
hilarious.
In general?
I think it was just general, whatever chat I had open where I was
Seven.
talking to stuff.
Right behind you, Kimberly. What the fudge, dude?
The fights in this are so ridiculous. The other one that gets me is wait, where is it? He does the.
Yes.
No, I'm trying to find it. It's the wireframe kick he does.
Everyone's doing backflips.
So good.
I'm just trying to find it. There's a bit where it's at one of the fights and he like jumps and then he slides down and starts spinning and he's obviously on a flying fox.
Oh, is he White Ranger right now?
Yeah, in this one he is. In the movie he is.
Oh, that's sick as, man. White Ranger's my favorite.
I actually like the green one to be honest. I think it was just much simpler. The other one's got a bit too much going on.
Red all the way. Jason.
Oh, I think I found it. Wait, where is
Yeah,
it?
White Tiger. Look at that, it's sick as. So iconic.
Level 5 spells. I've got Conjure Animals now. Yeah.
Oh joy, more stuff that I have to drag onto the screen for you.
I didn't do it.
Come on now, you play a druid, or you used to play a druid in the other game. You do it to other people.
I'm definitely going to pick the moments. I'm not just going to pull it out for every combat. Don't worry.
I mean, burning spells is
Oh,
burning spells.
Ray, this is my next. Ray, yeah, this is what I'm going to do on my next.
What's that?
2 minutes 20 seconds in that video. Sorry, I lied. 2 minutes 30 seconds.
If everyone's here, why don't we keep playing?
I mean, I know that you've got boundless energy and unlimited awakeness, but we do have an all-day game tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. And I can't.
Macarona.
Fucking, I'm going to jump, slide down, and just kick like 14 times, then kick him into a wall and make him explode.
You can keep playing without me. Cora will just float along behind you.
Nah, I'm out of material.
DM needs planning break.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for this one. This was I'm glad we RP'd a lot with Valindra. Let me just put it that way.
Isn't
Thanks,
it just
Ian.
random encounters?
A lot of
So
them
don't-
are, but I pre-roll a lot of them as well, so I can just set them all up and not like searching for the creatures, and I look how the creatures are. So, like the troll, I pre-rolled like before that.
Troll was fun. Fuck, he hits hard though.
So don't forget to add the sending spell scroll to your
Oh, he's got it all.
inventory. You got it all? Cool.
Assuming it's
Oh, yeah.
sending. You
I
don't know.
always have so much left over, man. Didn't use action surge at all, and I still had, I think, one more.
I found that in your game, Ray. I wasn't using action surge or anything, and so I got on the second game that we played of yours. I just started burning because I knew we'd
Yeah.
rest at some point. I
Just have
should
like a
use
little
it.
tick
Yeah.
list on a whiteboard and be like, have I used this? Have I used this?
Well, that's the thing. Action surge is a once per long rest thing, so you're not supposed to use it.
Or short rest,
Oh, is it short rest?
I believe. Oh no, superiority dice is short and long, and
Oh,
that's
it's a bit-
also I wasn't using.
No,
I
that's
think
it. Like that's why I like monk, because you recover nearly everything on a short rest, so you can bolster the wall every single fight. Whereas with like the ones with long rests, you can't as much because you're supposed to save for the big fights because you're theoretically not resting that
Yeah.
much.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
because
save
we
my
rest a
spell
lot,
slots
don't
for the chance that we might actually do something, but we fucking rest every 10 minutes, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's why
what
I figure it's
I'm
better
saying
to
with me.
burn it.
Well, who knows? This might